like, am I speaking? Good morning, good morning. It's great to stay up late. Good morning to you. We have a different setup. We moved some furniture last night. You can't look in one corner of the room because that's where everything that hasn't been put away is stacked. Could fall on me at any moment. That's okay. See, if you don't have depression, then you may not understand just how long it takes to get stuff done when you're clinically depressed. It's very frustrating. And there isn't a pill for that. No, there's pills, but they're not for that. Depression pills tend to just make you tired. Anyway, good morning. How is everyone? How are you? How am I? Hi, Neil. Good morning. Good morning, friend. I hope everyone had a good weekend. I hope you had a good weekend. I had a good weekend. I just got a couple things done around the house. Nothing big. Well, I mean, we did move furniture, which that felt big and probably will be felt more as the day goes on, but it was fun. It was fun. Turn my thing to. Come here. Come here. Anyways, I hope everyone's doing good. We switched up the furniture, so now the cats can just lay on the bed and be cute. You know, whatevs. Of course, they're not. Notice. The cats feel like they really... We're just reading about the hand counting rule passed in Georgia. Yeah. See, it's all set up to be kind of not impossible to do, but slog the process, Neil. The intention of the Republicans is that they cannot, with laws or any other things, without those additional rules, it's very hard for them to cast doubt. Because this isn't about counting votes for the Republicans. It's just not. I'm so sorry to burst the bubble. This is about who controls the narrative of the quality of the vote. So just, it's problematic only from, well, first of all, it's not necessarily problematic. It's that hand counts actually can cause additional errors, and machine counts have been proven over the years that we've used them to be accurate. It is only when the idiots cast doubt on the reliability. Yeah, they're crooked, yeah. And that what they want, Neil, isn't just a hand count, okay? They want a recount by hand if they can't break the machines altogether. They want a recount by hand so that they can sow confusion. I would eat my hat if this isn't actually true. The Republicans would like to control the counting of the votes because, oh my God, you know, the funny thing is, you know, one of the problems of listening to right-wing media pretty much all day long for the last 4 years, maybe more, like being a really intent viewer of right-wing media, I feel like I actually do have insight into what the ultimate goal is, because as my friends point out, and others on Twitter, for example, they tell you they tell you what their crime is. So one of the refrains from the past few years on right-wing media, and I mean people like Steve Bannon in the War Room, Pete Santilli on his bullshit, whatever, all the podcasts, right? And now Patriot TV with Mike Flynn and Lindell, of course. They have each in their own way, and some very directly, I think Mike Flynn did, and Steve Bannon, directly said, it doesn't matter who votes. It matters who counts the votes. Think about that. That's a ridiculous statement. That's a completely ridiculous, inaccurate statement. It really is a factor. I know. And it's, and it's not even that, I think election workers on both sides are fine. I think the people who work at elections take their job very seriously. Very seriously. And I have confidence even that, well, up until maybe 2021, that, okay, that's enough. That, I thought that Republican poll workers, which actually I think for the most part they still are very nonplussed with the nonsense. And they understand that their counterparts on the left really are just doing the best job that they can. The overwhelming majority are, I've worked elections here in Canada, even exposing sides agree on making sure the job is done right. Exactly, Neil. Exactly. And that, I think, is where I have concerns that the peril that has been painted by the right. Literally, I watch, what was I watching? I watch a bunch of shit. And they literally talk about Democrats as less than human. And it's so funny to me because literally, I'm the person that doesn't want to take rights away. So how in the world can I be evil? If my whole goal is that people have rights. Because they can't win the argument when it comes to gay rights, rights to access for medical care, etc., etc. They don't care about those rights. They don't think those are important because for some reason they don't think it applies to them. Well, it does, but they don't realize that. So when I say, I find the Republican side and arguments to be stupid, and that I can't entertain like chaos agents, right? If you're coming to me and saying, "Oh, I want to debate this or I want to talk about this," if I know that you don't have a genuine argument, like you literally have already proven to me that you don't have a genuine argument, I'm not going to waste my time. Oh my God, you guys. I know the value of time on this earth. Maybe other people don't. But I do. And I'm not wasting it. I'm not wasting it with stupid people or mean people. I'm done. I'm done with all of that. I navigate my way through this world trying to do no harm and trying to do something good. And sometimes I'm a shithead. I'm not saying I'm not a shithead, but I definitely am not as big a shithead as some people. Wasted 2 years. Yeah, I know. Why? Why did we do that? Why did we do that? And, I'll have the conversation, but I just won't have the disingenuous kind of boo, idiot. I can't. It's just because I've heard it for too long. And it's really hilarious. You know, it's always like, oh, you're afraid to debate. No. Although I don't like debating because I grew up in a big family and, you know, there was always like arguments. So, you know, a very politically minded family. Love to argue about things. But you know, make no mistake. I've already proven I know the facts of how we got here for the most part. I wish I knew more. But I do know what's what. And I know myself. And I value myself. And if you don't, then that's not my problem. That's a you problem, not a me problem. Hey, butterflies! Max! I know. Didn't we, though? Holy moly. I'm not sure what's on today. I wonder. Hi, butterflies. Good to see you. I'm not sure what's on today. Oh, actually, I don't think there's anything happening in Senate. You know what we've been missing that I'm kind of curious about? Not really curious, but kind of curious. Is the submersible hearings. They're on day 5, so it's not like they kind of have gone down the road. But I wouldn't mind. I don't know about you guys, but I wouldn't mind. It's kind of a long thing. There seems to be less Trump signage around my area. Really? That's interesting, Max. I almost felt as if the surge was strong in red areas. You know, I always thought that they might be really strong in red areas, but maybe it's not. You know, the thing about it is they've never had the numbers, right? And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll eat my hat if most of those chuds vote. I would eat my hat. Hi GP. Hi love. How are you? Good to see you. I mean, I would eat my hat if that's the case. I doubt it. I don't think I'm in danger of eating a hat. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Well, yeah, so we got that. I got a shit ton to read. Actually, that's what I probably should do. Once I wake up a little bit, I'll read some stuff. But I'm kind of like spacey right now. I got a good night's sleep though because I slept in my new... I moved the bed in my room. I moved the bed... So I'm in a square, right? My room is a square. And so I moved the bed from to my left. It was beside me, right? Beside my desk. And I moved the bed back to the other wall, and I moved the chest of drawers. Well, actually, we did, because Bobo helped. We moved the chest of drawers to the other wall where it's now you can't see it, but... And then, this is what's really exciting. Today, we're gonna build my recording booth. Hi, Lee. How are you, sweetheart? We're gonna build my recording. It's okay. This is not really a recording booth, you guys. Okay, so please, I'm gonna call it a recording booth. They really stepped in, you know. The Haitian people in Florida are not happy, and there are 500,000 of them. They said, we don't eat pets. We vote. Yeah. Oh, butterflies, I'm so delighted to hear that. It's so sick to me that we collectively are allowing an entire population to be basically have a target on their back. I was watching, I think it was Friday. Maybe it wasn't Friday. No, it probably was Friday. I was watching a town hall with Vivek Ramaswamy, who was in Springfield this weekend, I guess. Maybe last week. And he basically was like, well, why aren't there any Haitians here? Why aren't there any Haitians? Why aren't there any Haitians? And, you know, people were like, oh, well, they don't, whatever. And I'm screaming actually at my computer because you guys are a bunch of fucking vigilante assholes. And I could really see where people would be very frightened to be around you. And then you've got these fucking Nimrod streamers like JLR, who's a fucking idiot, who's got a huge following, and he goes to Springfield, walks around town, skulks around town looking for Haitians. Checking on pets. You know, fuck you. Fuck you, dude. Get the fuck off the internet. I'm so done. How disgusting that was. What the fuck was Vivek even? Because he works for the Trump campaign. I know. Why is Trump meeting with Modi? You know, like, I have a lot of questions. I have a lot of questions. Fucking Modi. Family golf outing this weekend with cousins. 95% Kamala, 5% undecided or didn't want to admit the other option. Oops. Hey man, whatever it takes. I noticed Pete Santilli in that town hall trying to come off like he was just some Ohio person. I didn't see that particular I did see like photos of it, but I didn't see, hey Pep, how you doing, girl? Yeah, Pete Santilli, he's a really horrible person. Like, legitimately horrible person. Ugh. We need, like, the big flipper for these guys, for the low level, right? I don't know. Maybe they just have problematic attitudes. I have no idea. Whatever. I guess it's not against the law to have a bad attitude. Anyway, that was funny. Yeah, as much as I love connecting with lovely people here, I'd be happy if hackers brought down social media. Hey, I don't blame you, GP. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think the cat is out of the bag. But, oh, I have air in my mouth. But, we need a giant spatula. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, babe. You're not wrong. We'd have to figure out another way to do it. I don't know how you do that. Can also be used as a fly swatter. Or a cat, what is it, cat poop remover? A cat scoop? Get all the poop out. Oh my god. Oh. I'm like yummy tired. Do you ever have that in the morning? Okay. Do you ever have kind of the yummy tired? Like, I'm tired, but I'm not going to go back to bed. Yeah, no, we don't advocate violence. We're kidding. We're kidding. You know, as much as I would love to slap Roger Stone, there's no way in hell where I would ever go up and actually slap that man. There's no way. I'm not that person. Chud and Bigot spray. Well, they have their spray. They bring bear spray. That's their thing. Yikes. Anyway. The movie was good. I thought Vigilantes Inc. was really good and really moving. And if you didn't catch that, that was the Saturday Night Lounge this past weekend. So go back and take a look at that if you haven't seen it. It's a really good movie. Greg Palast is an amazing journalist. And a great team made that film. It was very moving. It really is important. I actually think they need to show it in high schools. Do you know what Leon said about VP Harris? What hasn't he said about her? He basically, I mean, really, he's come out and endorsed Trump. I don't know what else we need to know about Elmo. Elmo is, yeah, it was an excellent lounge. God, everyone's so, it's just, I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy right now. I'm gonna tell you. I'm really grateful and really happy. But I don't know what he said about her. I mean, lately. I mean, he's said a bunch of things. I can't stand him. Elmo. The streams were fantastic. Thank you so much. I thought they really, I mean, obviously, I think I probably should not talk over the movie so much. So I am actually going to try. That's good feedback. But, say Levy. Levy? No. So, yeah, I thought they were great. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. That last week was a lot of fun. From Sunday on, the week was good. You know, did some good work. Put some good work in, and I like that. And we had a good time. You know what this week is? You know what this week is? And trivia was fun after. I know. It was fun. We did it. We did both things. I was happy. Because I didn't want to have it just be a night without trivia. You know what I mean? Like, that's not. Saturday nights are for trivia. That's it. So I didn't want to, like, totally blow off our trivia. So that was great. That was a fun night. That was a good lounge. Good lounge, good people. And we did. I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, despite the rigging. Rigging aside. Cheating aside. It was fun. I had a good time. I definitely had a good time. We went long, too. It was great. A little longer, actually. For us, that's not long, right? GP knows. We've done marathon sessions before. If it weren't rigged, it wouldn't be spaced out trivia. Hello? Hello? Didn't we all vote who won or something? I mean, it's just the most fucked up game. I'm gonna tell you, not everybody can appreciate a ridiculous game of trivia. It was a good weekend. Lots of swimming too, but today is overcast. Ooh, but that's kind of snuggly. Maybe, Lee, I hope. I hope that's snuggly for you and not, you know, a harbinger of woe-laden fall. Yes. I changed my avatar on YouTube for fall to my little Halloween Lolo with the skulls. I'm still waiting for the trivia review board to rule on that Japanese art question. Oh, girl. Oh, yeah, yesterday was the equinox. God dang it. I kind of missed all the hullabaloo off of that. Was there hullabaloo? Did I miss the hullabaloo? Light a fall-scented candle. I have one. I went to Target and I got this one. Oops. Oh. What, can you see it? Oh, right. It's called Orchard Cider. It's at God damn it. I don't know what direction anything is. It's at Target. It smells really good. Oh man, I'm gonna light that today if I clean up my room a little more. I remember some of the earlier lounges going for 4 to 5 hours. That must have been, I don't know. I mean, I definitely feel like I was, it definitely is hard to, I always felt like, well, and it was early days too, right? And, you know, I was kind of like, I was always like really, every moment had to be like interesting, you know what I mean? And not that, well, I guess that's kind of kicking myself now. Not every moment is interesting, okay? That's just the way life is. Druids be like that, yeah. There was a hullabaloo at Stonehenge and Glastonbury. Yeah, well, I would imagine. That's too bad. I should have watched the Stonehenge hullabaloo. Let me see if I can find it. I'm kind of curious now. Let's recap the hullabaloo. Stonehenge hullabaloo. No. Da 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 da. Boop boop. Here we go. Oh, this is pretty. Oh, I like this. Oh no, that's not. Let's find a prettier one. Oh, that's pretty. Okay. Stonehenge. Oh man, that's a web file. Fuck off. Oh, fuck off. Well, anyway, let me show you this. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. Cheat. We'll cheat. We'll cheat. We'll cheat. Da, 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 da. Okay, here's your Stonehenge. Oh, we gotta move. Oops. Let me move the cat cam. Maybe. I'll move it over my face. Look at Stonehenge. I was watching a live stream of a light up bike ride in Venice last night. Ooh, how fun. Yes, you'd put that link in for people who wanted to talk and contribute. Yes. That sounds wonderful. Yeah, I just figured out, because I just figured out how to bring on guests. I have to send you a link, but you don't have to like register or anything. It's through Streamlabs, I think. It's not StreamYard, it's Streamlabs. It's a different system. But I send you a link and then you hook in. So I can now bring people on voice or voice and camera. So we're going to get that going. I want to get people on here to come up and talk about what's happening, because it's really, you should be listening to more than just me. I really want Gal to come up. I want everyone to come up except for the idiots. Just us. I just want us to come up. We're not gonna have dumb, like, stupid panels with stupid people. We're gonna do just like when we need to have somebody's commentary on something, or we just want to talk to someone. I want to interview some people. That would be fun. Do some interviews. That would be fun. Aren't they gorgeous? Let me see if I can do something where it's like more pretty. Hold on. No. Oh, it's not gonna let me like do a slideshow. I wish it would. Oh, whoops. Well, here we go. Rebirth of the sun, winter solstice. Rebirth of the sun, and I say it's alright. The winter solstice sunset at Stonehenge is alongside the summer solstice sunrise. Its defining alignment. For thousands of years, it has been witnessed and celebrated by the countless pilgrims who have trekked to the unique monument. The story of Stonehenge is a part of the vaster epic of the sun. I know, we did Stonehenge. I just wanted to read the little part. I know, okay. Okay. That's fine. Let me see here. Where's that? Okay. back to warm. It's strangely warm today. Yeah, back to reality. Back to reality. Oops, there goes gravity. Oops, there goes whatever. Let's see. I'm just checking to see what else is coming up. Oh my god. So much time wasted on stupid things. I'm sorry. Rearranging your sleeping. Oh my god, really? Oh shit, I didn't even know that. Spinal Tap joke. It's funny. I thought we weren't doing stuff. That's funny. Actually, now it makes it funnier. Don't take the photos down just using that famous Spinal Tap. No. It's. I don't want to linger too long at Stonehenge. I know Stonehenge is. Stonehenge is in danger of being trampled by dwarves. It would be fascinating to time travel. It would be. I would love to do that. The channel with the bike ride stream was Yo Grind. Oh, I haven't heard. Oops. Oops, I have to do it. Apparently, Yo Grind is a very popular saying. I didn't know that, but it is. Oh wait, is that? No. I don't know how to type anymore. Yo Grind? Did I say it right? Did I spell it right? It's not coming up. Oh wait, let me do this. Oh, is it the light parade? Is that what it is? Yes, I think I know what you're talking about. Okay, hold on. I love LA. I love it. Venice. Oops. Oh, wow. Oh, cool. These guys are cool. I've seen them in downtown LA too. When I lived in downtown LA, they used to go by. That's pretty cool, Max. That's pretty cool. This is Grind is the name of the channel. Grind. Am I under blankets? Am I under the blanket? Oh! I'm so dumb. I'm like, where am I? Did I go? I'm right here. I'm like, oh my god. Is the cat? What I thought immediately was the cat was under the blanket. Did you, Lee? You went to Stonehenge? I never went to Stonehenge. Oh my gosh. Always take new UK. Oh, so cool. That's so cool. Pool is closing next Thursday. We'll need a special wake and bake. Girl, we will have the death of summer wake and bake on Friday. How about that? I only went to London in England. I haven't been anywhere else. I've been to Ireland quite a bit. Went to Scotland, and I love Scotland. I thought you were streaming from bed. I might. All right, don't tempt me. I might do that. This looks like fun. I'd like to join this. I wonder if you can join it. I don't have a bike, but you know, I certainly don't have any lights. Well, because I don't have a bike. But I love this. Oh my god, are they doing the things with the tires? That's so funny. Oh my god, look at that. Jeez, that's so cool. Look how pretty that. I love LA. LA's so beautiful. I love visiting Stonehenge and Salisbury Castle to see the Magna Carta. God, I feel like I missed everything. Pepper, what'd you say? Hey, Spider. Look up the Portland, Oregon. I have seen that. Oh, yeah. They used to do that in San Francisco when I lived there, too. They had a naked bike ride. I think they still do. I'm not sure. Maybe they don't. But they used to. That's cool. Annual nude bike ride. Well, I won't show it so I don't get, a porn restriction. But, yes, nude bike rides are definitely a sight to behold. Pepper, Lee, have you ever taken folks to Bath? Ha ha! That's funny, Neil. It's kind of personal, isn't it, Max? Bath is a city. I think. Oh, this is Critical Mass? Oh, okay. Yeah, they used to ride through, well, they ride all over, but they ride downtown, too. And not with lights. They do it in normal. I know, I was making a joke. But bump. Sorry, Neil. I let you down without the rim shot. It's a very woo-woo area near Glastonbury where all the Arthurian. Oh, so cool! Holy shit, that would be so cool. That would be so cool. I gotta go check it. Well, let's check and see if we have any. I need to make sure I'm on top of this. Because, oh, actually, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to read today because we don't have any hearings. I don't want to get yoinked, this guy. Off. Yo, Gabba Gabba. They're arraigning the guy who was with outside Mar-a-Lago or whatever, the golf course with the gun. They're arraigning him this morning. Just so you know. Because you need to know. Let's see. I'm just making sure There's nothing super wonderful. Yeah. Gene Reynolds. Okay. Do 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 Okay, well, it's a truly empty Monday. It's an empty Monday. Yes, I love it. My base has been Portsmouth. Ooh, and Southampton. Ooh, I dated a guy from Southampton once. Oh, sexy. Oof. Oof, good sex. Yeah. Sorry. Oops. Where'd we go? Did I say that out loud? I'm sorry. I really didn't mean to say that out loud, actually. Anyway, some of them are towing sound systems. Oh my gosh, that would be fun. That would be fun. I've been to Bath, but I haven't taken any groups there. My base is actually near Oxford. I should make a visit to Bath again on my next trip. Oh my God, you guys should be tour agents, and I will sign up to go with you. I have not seen any of those things. It's kind of sad that I haven't seen some of the other things in England, but I don't know. I just we didn't spend a lot of time there. It was always a quick trip. London was always a stopover to somewhere else. So, I don't know. I should probably do that. Nah, I don't know. I'm at the point now where I'm like, I don't really want to travel that much. I mean, I'm a traveler, well, but I just don't really like to travel. I'm okay staying home. I'm okay seeing things. I'm okay with what I've seen. Yeah, London's pretty fun. But I usually went with my father or my child. So the amount of nightlife wasn't exactly, on the menu. On the menu. Okay, I'm gonna pull up my bookmarkios because we got a lot of shit. Okay, let me just tell you. I'm gonna ease us into this though. Let me see. Just looking at my now it's like this stuff is so old. Where is the so you'll know how strong I am. Oh wait, this is 34 pages. I think this is the one I wanted to read. This is, I have a document. Oh wait, let me show you. Okay. I have this document. Oh shit. Sorry. Kitty Cam, you gotta go to the side. You gotta go down there. Whoopsie. This is a document. Let's see. My friends have a flat in Portsmouth where they moor their sailing vessel. My friend is a welder and a sailor who built his own yacht. Whoa, so cool. Oh my goodness. Have you ever watched the documentary called Nazi Town, USA, made by PBS, and it's available on YouTube? I don't think I have watched that. Is it about South Lake, Texas or something? Or where? Or maybe not. Sorry, that's not really. But which one is that? I can't. PBS strikes me when I try to restream their content. They give me a strike, and then it hurts my channel. I wish I could. There's so many good Frontline documentaries. Oh my God, Spider. Oh, so many good ones. But we'll figure it out. But that's a great recommendation. Okay, Nazi Town, USA, made by PBS, available on YouTube. Okay, that's on my watch list. I have a long-time connection to UK, second family there, sort of, due to my dad being stationed there before I came along. Oh, that's so lovely. A family he and mom lived with, not a family he left behind. Oh, that's so cool. And Pepper says, that's cool. My grandparents lived in various places in South Sea. Oh. Max, I had a former bandmate in London, so we always hit the clubs when I would visit. Oh my God, Max. I wish we could hear all the stories of yours. I bet they're amazing. GP, it's really good. It's about the rise of the American Bund in the early 1920s. Oh, excellent. But he moved to Portugal. Portugal's nice. One of the things we do, Spider, so you know, is that I used to do a series, and I'll do it again. I just haven't had the energy to pull it together. But we do a bedtime stories with Lolo, and we've read Rachel Maddow's prequel, which also was about the rise of Nazism here in America. Hi, Badger. Oh, I love Portugal. It's gorgeous. But the what was I saying? Oh, the Azores. I had a boyfriend from the Azores. Why do I keep talking about old boyfriends? I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop that. It's on my short list for a civil place to retire. Yeah, it would be a good place. Yeah, my dad lived in. He spent time in Malaga and Fuengirola, which is on the, in Spain, but not in Portugal. But we went to Portugal with him when we went on a trip with him and my brother and my daughter. It was funny. My dad's funny. It was funny. Let's see. I hear it's been quite affordable. I imagine it is. London and Manchester clubs in the 90s were epic. Ooh, my chef friends were all from Manchester but had worked in London, so I went along. Oh my God, you guys have had such an exciting time. You guys have had some fucking hot lives. We need to start interviewing you and getting some dirt. What's the mouse? What's that? Oh, Badger! Hi, Badger. That's a badger. That's a badger. Oh, you guys are cute. Yeah. Azores are on my list of Christmas 2025 possible vacation spots. That's a good idea. I mean, I've heard they're beautiful. I haven't been to the Azores. I went to Gibraltar. That's cool. The monkeys are really mean. But I suppose I'd be mean too if I was a monkey. I mean, why not? If you're so bored sitting on a mountain and a bunch of idiotic tourists come, I'm sorry, I don't mean that, but, then, I wouldn't blame them for kind of like whatever. Hey, where's my cats? My kitties. Where's my kitties? They're not doing good on the kitty cam today. I don't know what's going on. Everybody's like, calling in sick. You guys are funny. Is that a badger or a mouse? I don't know. What is going on there? I don't think that's a badger. Okay. Anyway, so one of the things we could read this morning is the reply from DJT, the DTs, filed on 9/19, so a few days ago, but whatevs. And this is the for the DC case, President Donald blah blah's president. He's so funny how he calls himself that. Omnibus reply in further support of discovery motions. So I haven't read this, so I thought, oh, a badger mouse. I love that. That's adorable. Badger mouse. Are you aware? Oh no, I'm not aware. God dang it. I can't hear the music in my ear. Oh, that's so annoying. How do you guys put up with me? How do you put up with me? How? Why? Why? Why am I allowed to go live? What the hell? No, I wasn't aware. It's a me thing. It's not a thing. I'm not blaming technology. Okay? I'm blaming the user. because I clearly don't know how to route everything through everything. So for some reason, there are some audio pieces that don't play in my ear, but play for you. Isn't that fun? Anyway, apologies for that. That's distracting. Although it's good music, but it's probably kind of loud. Oh, good. Oh, that's nice. I'm glad. I'm glad. Well, I suppose if you guys were really upset about it, you would have told me and said, "Shut the fucking music off." Anyway, but let's have some weed first. Okay, I haven't had any weed yet. Let's have some. That's probably what's wrong here. Oh, it's repetitive, yeah. Well, yeah, it's only a 1.5 minute song, so it's basically played 45 times. Oh, yeah, no, I don't. I didn't even mean for it. Oh, well. Maybe. Maybe someday I'll have like everything line up, right? I'll have everything line up. It repeats like you're on hold. Stop it. That's the best hold music you'll ever hear. Damn it. But yeah, I guess you basically are on hold. Mm. Badger, badger, badger. Okay. Actually, I just want to check. Oh, sorry. Every time we say goodbye, I cry a little. We say goodbye, I wonder why a little. Yeah, I guess there's nothing. I looked at this weekend at the congressional stuff. I just want to make sure we're not missing, because sometimes we miss stuff and I get really mad. Meow, meow, meow. Ed Miliband. Oh, some stuff in the UK. I don't know. I feel like I don't want to jump in on the submersible hearing like on day 5, right? Like we should probably just have like a submersible day. That's what we should do. We should have like a submersible day and we'll just watch the hearings. I wonder if it's like days and days. How long are the hearings, I wonder? No, no, no. Major to minor. Okay. Well, all right. We've covered that. Okay. Okay. All right. Let me move it a little bit so I can see the words. It started to feel like I was trapped in a. The rise of the American Bund in the 1920s was disturbing. How Hitler influenced thousands of Americans to believe his rhetoric and the similarities of the Trump campaign. He's using quotes verbatim. He really is Spider. Um, and like I said, we read the book Prequel, and it really had a good like TikTok of the history of the rise of Nazi sympathizers here in the United States in the 20s and 30s. So, is it Sammy? No, that's the fire. It's the campfire. It's the campfire. Florida gunman left note on intent to kill Trump. Well, I mean, for real. Come on now. Oh, wait. It is a cat. Oh, my God. It's a cat. That's a cat. Where are you? Where are you? What are you doing? about that. Well, who knew they were going to get under the covers? Damn it. It's Gus. Oh, now I ruined his sleep. He was under the covers. Hi, gal. How are you? How are you? One quote that arose from the 20s is "Make America Great Again." Yeah, hello. You're so right, Spider. They don't, and it's almost like they don't realize. Well, no, they do realize exactly what it means. But their idiot followers, they don't get that at all. They don't see that as being problematic at all. Uh-oh. Max is coming in with the headlines. Florida decrees abstinence only. Sexual education bans using photos of human. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Yeah, here we go. Gal's coming in with the hot info. Hot, 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 hot. Just before ALEC's annual meeting in July, a former Oklahoma legislator and convicted felon reached out to all ALEC state chairs to market a campaign data management platform favored by the Republican National Committee. I don't trust them to count my, gray hair. I don't even know. I like this. Thank you. Exposed by the Center for Media and Democracy. Oh, here we go. Come here, lay down. Guys. Oh no, he's going to clean his butt. Sorry, everybody. Oh, sorry, Gus. I wasn't talking about you. Also, I asked in Signal if you think you can stream a Zoom webinar because there's one tomorrow that I think is worth attending. I registered. Oh, yes. I can. I can do that. Also, Florida warns against getting COVID vaccines. Oh my God. Why? How? When? You want your Star Trek future, damn it. I know, Badger. What happened to that? What happened to the We Improve Life? That's awesome. Thank you. Yes. Now we've got some cat. We've got cat. Yes, we do. We've got cat. How about you? How's about you? Okay, so let's check out this event. The dangers of Project. Oh my God, lovely. The New Republic. Oh, fantastic. About this event. Oh my God. Can we make this harder to read? Yeah, sure. Is there all these young people? All right. The New Republic brings together the top legal and policy minds from Americans United for Separation of Church and State to discuss the far-reaching implications of Project 2025, the political blueprint outlined by ultra-conservatives in the Trump administration, for the Trump. With Rachel Laser, President and CEO of Americans United for Separation of Church and State, Andrew Seidel, author, Vice President of Communications, American United, moderated by Nina Burley, an author and investigative journalist. I've never had to say her name out loud, so I don't even know how to say it, but I know who she is. Oh, this is great. I'm going to do that. Wait, what time is it at? Tuesday at 2 p.m. PDT. Oh, 1 to 2. All right. We're definitely doing this. I'm going to restream this tomorrow. So I'll put up a special for it. But thank you, Gal, because I will definitely restream that. Definitely. Cool. I know. Oh, is the cat there? Oh, what happened to my kitties? Sam, come up here and lay down. Can you come up here and lay down? He's sitting on this box at the end of the bed and just like not on the soft bed, just on the box. Oh well. All right, let's read this. This sounds interesting. And then for tomorrow I'll do a morning show, but then I'll also do an afternoon show with that. So thank you. That's awesome. And anyone else is welcome to sign up for that. It's free. So and the New Republic is pretty good journal. Fairly progressive. I guess very progressive. I don't even know. What's the difference between kinda and fairly? I don't know. All right, here we go. Let me read to you while you sit back and relax. Okay, guess what? It's time for you to relax. You don't have to do anything. Lolo's going to do the driving. You just have to sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Womp womp. And I'll see if I can make this any easier to read. Yeah, I'll make it a little bigger. Okay, so this story, an ex-con promoted campaign software at ALEC's annual meeting from September 23rd. Let's make this a little bigger. Maybe not. Okay, not. There we go. All right, ready? Okay. She is awesome. She has a newsletter called, Nina Burley has a newsletter called American Freak Show. I got connected to her regarding a Clarence Thomas tidbit you had. Oh. No. You know, if I recall, Chief's medical officer is a Stanford grad and a complete No, he's yes, he is, Neil. Ladapo is his name. He's the chief medical officer for the state of Florida. He's a fucking kook. He is part of America's Frontline Doctors, with Stella Emanuel and all the other fucking quacks. And whatever her name, Gold, whatever her name is. Simone Gold. I don't know, something like that. Anyway, he's a fucking quack. Like, not even just a little quack. He's a 100% wrong. And I feel so sorry for his staff, who probably have to, like, derail and undermine behind the scenes all the bullshit that he tries to put out. Yikes. Fuck. Yikes. Okay. Sorry. Let me just take a drink of coffee. Hold on. Let me just get my act together. Sometimes people are so nice sometimes. I just want to say that. I know sometimes I complain about people, but I'm just going to say sometimes people are really thoughtful and nice and sweet. Let's see. Both articles are linked here. Oh, sweet. Okay. I'm going to read this and then I'm going to go to your tweet. All right. Just before the American Legislative Exchange Council's annual meeting in July, a former Oklahoma legislator and convicted felon reached out to ALEC state chairs to market a campaign data management platform favored by the Republican National Committee. Quote, as a former state senator, I remember not too long ago using paper, pencil, and clipboard as I went door to door in targeted precincts, wrote Kyle Lovelace in an email obtained by the Center for Media and Democracy. Now, you can have this all in the palm of your hand. Lovelace, who is now a client strategist and with the polling and data analytics firm WPA Intelligence, resigned from the Oklahoma State Senate in 2017 after 5 years in office and pleading guilty to 3 felony counts for embezzling more than $100,000 from his own campaign funds, filing false campaign reports, and perjury, according to the Oklahoman. Previously, he had been accused of misusing campaign funds while he was the campaign manager for an Oklahoma congressman. In his plea deal, Lovelace agreed to never again run for or hold any public position and never work as a lobbyist or paid political consultant in Oklahoma. As a convicted felon, he was also prohibited from voting in any elections until completing his sentence, 3 years on probation. In his work bio, Lovelace claims that as a legislator, he earned credibility with conservatives due to his, quote, stance against wasteful spending. While a legislator, Lovelace was an ALEC member. As one of the exhibitors at ALEC's most recent annual meeting, WPA Intelligence presented its main product, a massive voter database and data management platform called Bonfire, according to materials obtained by CMD. What a great name. Bonfire. On July 25th, The second day of ALEC's annual meeting, Lovelace touted that he was, quote, signing up legislators across the country to the award-winning Bonfire Data WPA Intel on the social media platform X. And there's his tweet. There he is, signing everybody up. You can see a picture of him. Looks really fascinating. Is that his beard? Maybe. In its marketing to political campaigns, WPA Intelligence pitches Bonfire as a tool for powering data-informed messaging strategies that resonate with your local electorate. It promises to give users a competitive edge by tailoring your campaign strategy to effectively engage the most receptive voters in your community, and it touts the company as an RNC-approved vendor. Bonfire claims that its data includes more than 1 billion, with a B, voter identification numbers, 222 million registered voters in the U.S., and 184 million cell phone numbers, according to its promotional materials obtained by and reviewed by CMD. Those materials also point out that unlike its competitors, its services are off the cloud and involve no big tech companies. WPA Intelligence also provides data and polling to a number of right-wing organizations, including, oh my God, Gal knows a thing or two about these guys, the Club for Growth, Freedom Works, and the Family Research Council, a Christian right activist organization that works to restrict reproductive and LGBTQ rights. WPA Intelligence is led by Amanda Avino, who was the polling director for Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin in 2021, when he became the first Republican to win the statewide office there in a dozen years. As a 501c3 organization, ALEC is purportedly apolitical, yet has a long history of helping its members win elections. Earlier this year, its advocacy arm, ALEC Action, teamed up with Run Gen Z to recruit and train young Republicans to run for state and local office, and held a Boomer to Zoomer Run Gen Z informational meeting at the annual meeting. The group also regularly invites pollsters to speak at ALEC meetings before elections, including an appearance by the renowned pollster and friend of ALEC, Frank Luntz, who's such a dick. Sorry, that's not in there. In 2020. This year, ALEC members heard pre-recorded remarks from Kellyanne Conway, the Republican political consultant and pollster who served as Trump's senior counselor from 2017 to 2020 on, quote, how to communicate about abortion this election cycle. In 2021, Jay Rance, are you here? Oh, good morning, love. Good morning, bestie. The group also regularly invites pollsters, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I read that already. In 2021, 3 watchdog groups, including CMD, filed campaign finance complaints against ALEC in 15 states for giving sophisticated voter management campaign software linked to the RNC to its legislative members. All right. Awesome. That was a good one. Okay, let me go to this and that and this and that. Okay. This is a must read from Nina Burley. Correct link. This. Don't miss. Oh, this is the one I wanted to read. This is the one I wanted to read. Oh, start my trial now. Wait. Oh, this is a New York magazine. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Hold on to your love. You got to hold on. Hold on to your love. You gotta hold on. No, it's fine. I think I can. I mean, if you have it handy, that's great. But if you don't worry about it. Because I can make it happen. I can make it happen. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Hope it's okay I subscribe to my Harry Taco. I love Harry Tacos. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, you know. I think that's a great idea. That's a great idea, Spider. More the merrier, frankly. Let's do it. Oh, you're such a love. I was going to do a trial for the New York, but that's okay. I'll take it. I'll take the archive. I'll take the archive. Oh, I love this. Oh my, itchy. This I like. Daily dose. I don't have to read. I know. I'm so much better at listening. I know. I like to read. Actually, reading it and looking at it helps me learn it. You know what I mean? Like anyway, the leader will inevitably be exposed as some. Oh yeah, hell yeah. Oh hell yeah. GP 100%. I love you guys. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to read this. Oh my God, Gal, I'm so grateful to you. I've been bookmarking and holding this one for a minute, and I'm really glad. Okay, so this is okay. So let me just preface this a little bit. Can I just preface this a little bit? Oh, whoops. Sorry, I'm not showing it, am I? This is the article. I've wanted to read this. I'm very excited. Thank you, Gal. Um, this let me go over here. Okay, so one of the phenomena that I have found interesting over the last, um, few years. I know. I'm so glad. Oh yes, I'll do that. I will. I will. I thought I had that teed up too. It's wildlife. Oh, it's wild. It's wildlife. Yeah, it is wildlife. It is actually. You might not be wrong. Um, so, let me just say that again, one of the reasons I follow the people I do on Twitter and that I'm, uh, connected to certain people is I have been thirsty for details and background and facts, right? Probably a lot like you. And I remember when I started hanging out and, like Gal Squad and I always kind of like from my time on Twitter, it was Gal Squad. Like those are the people I found. They really were like I talk to them every day, and like they're just really, everyone finds like their little groups on Twitter. Maybe, maybe you do, maybe you don't. So I happened to find these ladies, and like there has been so much. Like I've always scratched my head about like the harassment or whatever, kind of just the accusations of Blue Anon and the accusations of like, you guys are just like whatever. And especially in the last couple of months, I'm just like I'm really grateful to see attention being paid to things like, this Opus Dei connect, things like this, the John McEntee, like all these little things, the Russian disinformation, and that Russia is really actively working on disinformation and influence and all that, and that there's a very significant network here of Russians getting into our media companies, et cetera, right? What all that, and the Vance jokes. Like that to me, this has been like, God damn it, fucking stop trying to gaslight us. Like, my friends are very careful about the stories they put out. They're very careful about the research that they do. That's why I like them. And I get that some people don't like that. I don't know why, but whatever. So when moments like this come up where we have a good article on Opus Dei, I heard Heidi Prisbilla, who's like a mainstream journalist on MSNBC, like she was talking just the other day about this Opus Dei connection. And these are the types of things that have commonly been used by stalkers to just like accuse people of not being serious or whatever. I don't know what the real accusation is. But yeah, I mean the thing about people that I hang around with is they just bring up the stuff that's happening or the stuff that has happened or the stuff that's in the archives. Like they're going deep. They're finding things people just don't normally find, or they do, but there needs to be many voices saying the same thing in unison before we actually get, it addressed. Trump said BJ Vance in drag reminds him of. He didn't say that. Did he really? No, he doesn't. He doesn't do that. I don't believe any of that. I think that's the way his eyes look. I don't think that's eyeliner. I think that's the way his eyes look. Listen, there's plenty of shit to hate about JD Vance Trump at all. Let me tell you. I don't really give a shit what they fuck, who they fuck, as long as they're not like raping someone. I know. I'm sorry. It's just like I'm yeah. Did he really say that though? He didn't really say that. Trump didn't really say that, did he? He didn't really say that. I could see him saying something like that. That's why I'm wondering. BJ Vance admits dressing up, but singing happy birthday. That's a good one. You think I know Max is going to die on the hill that it's eyeliner. I don't blame you. I understand. All right. Okay, we're going to read this. All right. So now you get to sit back, relax. No, he didn't. Okay. Spider, I would totally believe you, by the way. If you told me that happened, I'd be like, oh, yeah, I could see that. Yeah. Yeah, let me look it up. It's all good. Thank you. I grew a beard so Trump wouldn't mistake him in drag. Oh, my God. Oh, Spider's on a roll. You got your stand-up. Go. You go. I love you guys. All right. How Opus Dei conquered D.C. A new book shows just how much sway the mysterious right-wing Catholic group has and might have over Trump's next term. Good night. Good night, GP. Have a great sleep. Enjoy Anna Wintour. Yeah, supermodels. I love that. Have a great night, GP. Love you. Take care. See you later, alligator. All right, here we go. Let's find out what Opus Dei wants to do to our world. What do the Catholics want to do with our world? I don't know. Wait.
In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti.
Yeah, that's right. Pushing cushions. You can find the remote with his pee-pee. Read the whole article in the style of... I'm going to do the first couple lines, okay? Because this will be fun. I'm going to do it. In 1998, a prematurely silver-haired baby-faced priest named John McCloskey was dispatched by Opus Dei, the secretive right-wing Roman Catholic group, to Washington, D.C. to minister some of the world's most powerful men. He arrived at the Catholic Information Center with the administration runs on case reading lobbying to the nation's capital and act as a kind of lobbyist. Oh, yeah, aren't they? Are they also affiliated with Zick? That name sounds so familiar. My counterpart. Oh my God. You're so terrible. Oh, yay. Thank you, Jay. You're so nice. Oh, you don't have to do that. I'm so grateful to you, but you don't have to do that. I love you. How come it always says let's celebrate their third super on a live stream? It says that for every single one. I'm always like, what? That was the best laugh I've had so far this week. I love that shit. All right. Can you guys see this? It's not actually as big as I thought. Oops. On the wrong thing. There we go. All right, I'm going to read it straight. Ziklag is the Protestant evangelical peeps. Mike Lindell. Oh, yeah. I don't care what JD did or didn't do with furniture. I just hope it was a committed relationship and not a one-night stand. Oh, good one, Spider. You get that for all the jokes you've been dropping in chat. All the guffaws. All right, let's read about this. I'm really interested in this. I'm really interested. All right, here we go. All right, relax. Sit back and relax. Wait, should I smoke some pot first? You know what I found? I found my dad's glasses. Let me show you these. They're from like the 50s. Oh, I just broke them. Oh yeah, I need a nail. I need a thing in them. But I think I can actually use them. They're bifocals. But I think they're from the 50s. Beautiful. Well, actually, I'll do this. There. What do you think? You like my dad's articles? It's a long... Oh, that's okay. I like long articles. That's good. Well, I'll make sure I smoke some weed before I read it then. Anyway, that was fun. I'm going to get them fixed. I love the frames. They're really cool. This, when you clean up your room, you find things. That's the thing. Good morning, Paul J. How are you? Good day, my fine sir. How are you? We're just about to read a very long article, and I'm going to smoke a little pot first. Just because I want to smoke a little pot. Because it is wake and bake, you know. It's not wake and don't bake. It's not wake and suffer. It's wake and bake. Damn it. God, it smells so good. Wake and bake and nap. All right. Lovely. Okay, here we go. Settle in. Snuggle up. Put your slippers on. Get your throw blanket. Throw it around your shoulders. It's a nice, beautiful post-equinox fall day. You're with good friends. And we're gonna educate you as well as soothe you. Hopefully. Never know. Night's still young. Okay, here we go. All right. In 1998, a prematurely silver-haired, baby-faced priest named C. John McCloskey was dispatched by Opus Dei, the secretive right-wing Roman Catholic group, to Washington, D.C. to minister to some of the world's most powerful men. He arrived at the Catholic Information Center, which the organization runs on K Street, the lobbying district of the nation's capital, to act as a kind of lobbyist for the nation's soul. Before being ordained, the priest had spent a few years on Wall Street at Citibank and Merrill Lynch, and even after taking his vows, he retained his deal-maker's personality. From his office at the CIC, which bills itself online as the closest tabernacle to the White House, providing sacramental access to busy Washingtonians for 7 decades, to the capital city's private clubs and white linen restaurants, McCloskey, known to the flock as Father John, set about networking. In a few years, he succeeded in converting some of the most influential American conservatives of his time, among them Robert Bork, columnist Robert Novak, Kansas Senator Sam Brownback, Larry Kudlow, Newt Gingrich, as well as lesser-known figures like right-wing publisher Alfred Regnery. Fox News host Laura Ingraham credits Opus Dei-connected lawyer Pat Cipollone with her conversion. Patsy Baloney converted Laura Ingraham to Catholicism. Okay. Father John is gone, removed from his post by a sex abuse scandal. He died last year. Oh, Spider, you're too generous. Ripped a few earlier and my jokes were cracking me up. I love to laugh. There you go. Well, that's so generous. I want to play a song. I'm going to play a song. Well, no, I should play a song now because otherwise we'll miss our opportunity. Is this one? Oh, no, that's not it. Why? No. Can't get out of the frame as much on this one. Thank you so much. That is incredibly generous, and you is never expected, but so appreciated. So thank you. I'm moved and taken aback by your generosity. So thank you very much, and thanks for being here because it really means a lot. Let's see, where am I? Toot toot. Oh, here we go. Okay. Father John is gone, removed from his post by a sex abuse scandal. He died last year. But the CIC is still on K Street. It's still run by Opus Dei, Latin word for the work of God. Latin for the work of God, which is not focused on ministering to the masses. And if it were, it would be failing spectacularly, as more Americans are leaving the Catholic Church than joining it by as much as 4-1. Instead, it is focused on marshaling the people who have various forms of authority over the masses. Opus Dei reportedly calls them the intellectuals to its various revanchist, Revanchist. I don't know how to actually pronounce that. Causes. The group targets and attracts people like Donald Trump's current running mate, J.D. Vance, a convert to conservative Catholicism by way of Opus Dei connected clergy and influencers. Wait, Opus Dei, you say? That menacing group of self-flagellators to which albino assassin monk Silas belonged, that lies at the center of the web of conspiracies in the Da Vinci Code? In the Tom Hanks movie, Paul Bettany played Silas. The group was admittedly fictionalized up to the drama in the thriller, but it does in fact exist and has for nearly a century, one of the more exotic of the many factions within the vast Catholic Church. Hey, Teresa, we're reading about Opus Dei. Let's see. The group was okay. It would seem to be precisely the kind of mysterious clique with tentacles into the elites that would pique MAGA's conspiratorial fever. But the CIC, which doubles as the Opus Dei office in Washington, and the national network of wealthy and powerful right-wing Catholics affiliated with it, are among the most effective forces in MAGA world and the American Christian nationalist movement. It is allied with Protestant evangelicals in many of its goals, but it is more hierarchical and often more institutionally organized. Opus Dei can marshal centuries of intellectual heft of the church behind it. A great deal has been written this year about the resurgence of the Catholic right in America. This is not President Biden's liberal Catholicism. In surveys, American Catholics as a whole are firmly in the mainstream in their political opinions, from contraception to divorce, gay marriage to abortion rights. But there is an elite vanguard on the rise that holds much more conservative views. Many of these elites have some association with Opus Dei and has sought to influence policies that might be enacted in a second Trump presidency. The now infamous Project 2025 was cooked up under the auspices of the Heritage Foundation's conservative Catholic and Opus Dei connected president, Kevin Roberts. All three of the Trump-appointed row-wrecking Supreme Court justices, two of whom are Catholic, got their thanks in part to the tireless dark money-funded efforts of the right-wing Catholic Leonard Leo, a major CIC donor who has also become the go-to conservative disperser of anonymously donated big bucks to political causes. The three other justices in the Dobbs majority are hard right Catholics. Beyond the High Court, current and former Washington power lawyers and influencers have Opus Dei connections. The current CIC board chairman, Brian Svoboda, is a partner with the big shot law firm Perkins Coie. Former board members include Trump administration Attorney General Bill Barr, Trump White House counsel Patsy Baloney, and Kirkland and Ellis partner Thomas Vannucci. Opus Dei affiliates sit on the board of another giant in the right-wing political donor network, the Bradley Foundation, which is currently pouring money into the rightist stream, including far-right Trumpist groups run by Stephen Miller and Charlie Kirk. Details of the Opus Dei network in the American capital are a significant part of a new, deeply researched book by British financial journalist Garrett Gore, Opus, the cult of dark money, human trafficking, and right wing conspiracy inside the Catholic Church. Hi. Oh, this is a little girl she has a hard time going to school in the morning. I love her so much. Gore traces the history of the cultish organization from Franco's Spain through its expansion globally and finally to the group's rising influence in Washington and the American conservative movement. Opus Dei declined to comment for this piece, although it had expressed preemptive concern about the book when its publication was announced. Opus Dei runs colleges and elite private schools around the world, as well as institutions like the CIC, all designed to attract and mold the influential. It has residences where its most dedicated members, numeraries, some of whom are ordained priests, as was Father John, live under strict regimens tailored to ward off the sensual temptations of the secular world, even while encouraging participation in it. The residents in Manhattan houses numeraries in a 17-story building on 34th Street called Murray Hill Place, which has separate entrances for men and women. Officially, Opus Dei has 3,000 members in the U.S., and Gore was told 800 of them are in Washington. Not all numeraries living in the not all are numeraries living in the residences. There are supernumeraries who live among the rest of us. These are also called cooperators, who are not officially members but are associated with the group and its various activities. The names of numeraries and supernumeraries are not public unless the members want them to be. And Gore says the numbers don't reveal the extent of the group's influence. Quote, "When I first started writing the book, I became obsessed with establishing who is a member. I decided to give up on that. It's a rabbit hole down which you will be hunting forever." What he found is that under every stone you find a whole ecosystem of Opus Dei affiliates. Opus Dei has seen its sway rise and fall in the Vatican over the decades, with the more traditionalist popes, including John Paul II and Benedict, more sympathetic. Recently, the more progressive Pope Francis has tried in various ways to rein in the forces of conservatism. But right now, in the U.S. anyway, the organization is on a roll. Opus Dei was born in another period of conflict and turmoil, not unlike ours, 1920s Spain, just before anarchists and socialists pitted themselves against authoritarian phalangists and monarchists, with the latter groups winning and forming what would become the longest-running military junta government in Europe, Francisco Franco's regime. The founder of Opus Dei was a priest, Jose Maria Escriva, now Saint Jose Maria, who envisioned a lay brotherhood of men who would engage in the work of God, a brotherhood that ultimately thrived under Franco's fascist regime. From the beginning, the organization had cultish qualities. The founder's instructions total hundreds of pages that dictate every aspect of life within Opus Dei. Life in the residences for the low-level numeraries could be harsh, in keeping with the founder's ascetic, urge-denying ideal. Numeraries slept on wooden boards, and some, according to court records, core references, worked for 12 hours a day for little or no pay. The corporal mortification that the Da Vinci Code made much use of is, in fact, real. A former numerary told the Mail on Sunday in 2005 about the whip and the cilice, I might not be saying the CILICE, a spiked garter members strap on their thighs, at an Opus Dei house. As a member of Opus Dei, I was expected to undertake a weekly discipline of private self-flagellation, 40 strokes with a waxed corded whip, former member John Roche wrote. We were encouraged to draw a little blood, and frequently told how the father, Escriva, drew so much blood that he splattered the walls and ceiling with it. Escriva's rigorous spirituality was in service to a greater goal, bending adherents to the rules and morals of their creed. Quote, "The disease is extraordinary, and the medicine is just as extraordinary," wrote Escriva. We are an intravenous injection inserted into the circulatory torrent of society to immunize the corruption of mankind and to illuminate all minds with the light of Christ. After spending 10 years on the book, Gore concluded that Opus Dei's position of power in Washington today represents the fulfillment of the founder's dream. Quote, "I'd summarize it as nothing less than the complete re-Christianization of society, of everything from education to politics, the courts, and the private life of each and every citizen, Gore said in an interview. The modern era of power and influence, right? The modern era of power and influence dates back to Father John and the CIC in Washington. The CIC was supposed to be just a shop window for Opus Dei, Gore writes, but within a decade it became a hub for converting powerful DC players to a version of Catholicism shared by a tiny minority of American Catholics. In the decades since Father John first came to Washington, numerary priests, affiliated converts, and their allies have worked in the courts and in league with non-Catholic faith-based politicians to crush reproductive rights, oppose gay marriage, and bash down the wall between church and state through Congress and at the Supreme Court. The conservative Catholic convert community in Washington includes some power players in this long game. One is Ginny Thomas, who converted in 2002, not long after Opus Dei associate Leonard Leo shepherded her husband, Clarence, through contentious nomination hearings and Anita Hill's sexual harassment allegations. Ginny Thomas has credited the Opus Dei affiliate Scalia's, Maureen Scalia, wife of the late Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia, has been spiritually directed at Opus Dei for bringing Thomas back to the church. Both Nino and Maureen Scalia really loved and prayed Clarence back to the church, Ginny Thomas has said. Clarence had grown up Catholic and even considered becoming a priest, but had fallen away. Quote, "There is a certain gift that Opus Dei has," McCloskey said in a telephone interview with the New York Times during his heyday, "in terms of dealing with people of influence. In only a few years, Slate called him the Catholic Church's K Street lobbyist. The Catholic Herald called him the unofficial chaplain to the upper echelons of the Republican Party who ran his converting operation like the brokerage business." Gore writes that this is exactly what Opus Dei leaders had hoped of Father John. Opus Dei leaders had identified McCloskey as a promising influencer when he was just a supernumerary in New York, then summoned him to Rome for training to become a numerary priest for just such a career. Gore says that almost from its beginning in Spain, Opus Dei aimed to target the most powerful people in society. The conversion process was systematic. Quote, "They identify the intellectuals, as they call them," Gore said. "They invite them to Mass, to talks, for spiritual guidance sessions, and to Opus Dei retreats. They tell them that they are just trying to help ordinary Catholics live out their faith. But the whole time they are courting you, the numeraries and priests are collecting information." During his research, Gore learned that the organization keeps detailed records on priests and numeraries to gauge how serious a potential convert or member's Catholicism is, who is in their networks and families, and how much money they've got. Information even gleaned sometimes, he said, from confession, which officially is under seal of confidentiality. Quote, "Opus Dei has more in common with the KGB or the Stasi than it does other parts of the Catholic Church," Gore said. "It has this meticulous record keeping. I spoke to one prominent DC conservative who said he had incontrovertible evidence that McCloskey had collected deeply personal and compromising information about him during confession and then passed it on to senior members of Opus Dei." I know, it is fucked up. Parenthetically, one actual American spy is known to have been Opus Dei. FBI agent Robert Hansen was a notorious double agent arrested in 2001. He died last year in prison where he was serving a sentence for sharing national security secrets with the Soviets, including names of collaborators who were killed. Hansen had confessed his role to an Opus Dei priest 20 years before he was arrested. McCloskey's high-level converts testified to his charm and tenacity. Quote, "A few doses of Father McCloskey and we'll turn this country around." His convert, Larry Kudlow, former Trump administration director of the National Economic Council, said. Kudlow, who converted after recovering from a drug and alcohol addiction, had said of him, "Once Father John gets his claws into you, he never lets go." McCloskey was an effective converter, but far from saintly in his personal life, Gore says. McCloskey certainly strapped the spike garter on and practiced the weekly self-whipping the group requires of its numerary priests. But corporal mortification did not quell the urges. In November 2002, the same month he appeared on NBC saying that priests accused of sexual misconduct ought to be protected. A woman he counseled lodged a complaint with Opus Dei that he had been touching her inappropriately during their sessions. For a year after the woman made her allegation, McCloskey continued to appear as a regular on national political shows, including Crossfire and Meet the Press, and on Eternal World Television Network, a conservative Catholic cable channel. But in December 2003, McCloskey abruptly and without public notice disappeared from Washington. In 2005, Opus Dei quietly paid the woman almost $1 million, a pile of money that came with a non-disclosure agreement. The payoff was not revealed until 14 years later, when the woman approached Washington Post after reading a glowing article about McCloskey, who was by then ministering in Palo Alto. She told a reporter she had decided to tell her story, according to the paper, in order to help other women come forward. 2 more did. Neil says, so they'll blab about someone's confessions to convert a target, but they'll keep, but they'll keep it when it comes to national security. Yeah, no problem. Opus Dei spokesman Brian Finnerty, who broke down in tears talking about it, told the Post the settlement for McCloskey was the only sexual misconduct settlement Opus Dei had ever paid out in the U.S., and that it was covered by a special contribution specifically for it. He declined to name the donor. The telegenic Opus Dei priest is gone, but the converted politicians and influencers and their potent and well-financed allies have grown increasingly powerful in the decades since his work in the Capitol. And his style of anti-democratic warrior religiosity is now the norm in MAGA politics. Do I think it's possible for someone who believes in the sanctity of marriage, the sanctity of life, the sanctity of family over a period of time to choose to survive with people who thinks it's okay to kill women and children for, quote, homosexual couples to exist and be recognized? No, I don't think that's possible. McCloskey said in a Boston Globe story published in the early aughts and recounted in Gore's book. Quote, I don't know how it's going to work itself out, but I know it's not possible, and my hope and prayer is that it does not end in violence. But, unfortunately, in the past, these types of things have tended to end this way. If American Catholics feel that's troubling, let them. I don't feel it's troubling at all. Churches nowadays have sexual misconduct insurance policies. I'm telling you. Let's see. That moment, Gore writes, forgive me, I missed an entire paragraph. Okay. In an episode from the early aughts that Gore recounts in his books, McCloskey actively encouraged Kansas Senator Sam Brownback and other powerful politicians in his orbit to reconsider how they thought about democracy. Quote, how many constituents do you have? McCloskey challenged a group of senators. 4 million, 9 million, 12 million came the answers from the room. Quote, may I suggest, the priest replied, that you have only one constituent? That moment, Gore writes, changed Brownback's life. He was soon leaving the United Methodist flock and kneeling in the CIC chapel, receiving the sacraments of initiation under Father McCloskey's hand. In October 2022, 3 months after the Dobbs decision, the CIC hosted a $25,000 a table dinner at the Mayflower Hotel in Washington to bestow its highest honor, the John Paul II New Evangelization Award. Sorry, I just murdered that. Somebody call the cops. That thing got murdered. To right-wing fundraiser and Opus Dei benefactor Leonard Leo. Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas has called him the number 3 most powerful person in the world. But his role in overturning 50 years of settled law affecting the private lives of hundreds of millions of Americans had perhaps catapulted him even higher in the eyes of the assembled ideologues. Clad in a tux, his face shiny with perspiration, so that he kept pushing his round glasses up his nose, Leo singled out the well-heeled guest as an oppressed minority and claimed his work in D.C. was a war with the devil. Quote, Catholicism faces vile and amoral current-day barbarians, secularists, and bigots, Leo said in a 20-minute speech still viewable on YouTube. These barbarians can known by their signs. They vandalized and burnt our churches after the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. They show up events like this, trying to frighten and muzzle us. He assails the current day bigots, the progressive Ku Klux Klan. They repeat the KKK canard that Catholics want this country to be dominated and controlled by a theocracy. The lawyer lobbyist launched into a brief history of the Catholic Church versus its enemies, starting with the Christians repelling the Ottomans at Vienna in 17th century, and concluded, quote, Catholic evangelization faces extraordinary threats and hurdles. Our culture is more hateful and intolerant of Catholicism than at any other point in our lives. It despises who we are, what we profess, and how we act. Our opponents are not just uninformed or unchurched. They are awfully deeply wounded people whom the devil can easily take advantage of. The CIC is among the many recipients of some of Leo's donor money. His name is on a plaque of benefactors who paid for recent renovations of the headquarters, but the organization's gratitude is on display in other ways. The first image a visitor entering the building confronts in the foyer is not Christ on a cross, but a large portrait of a smiling modern-day teen girl with a bearded, fair-haired man, presumably Jesus, holding his hand over her head, and behind him a blurry nun. The girl in that painting is Margaret Mary Leo, Leonard Leo's daughter. She died in 2007 at age 14 from complications of spina bifida. The portrait was painted by Igor Babelov, a prolific artist whose oeuvre consists mostly of powerful right-wing men. Justice Samuel Alito, George W. Bush, Rudy Giuliani, and anti-abortion fanatic and Domino's Pizza CEO Thomas Monahan are a few of his subjects. Also, Putin, the Pope, and Prince Andrew. As it turns out, the Supreme Court released the Dobbs decision, on June 24th, which also was the date of the Feast of the Sacred Heart in the Catholic calendar that year. That feast is associated with Margaret Mary Alacoque, 1647 to 1690, a saint who happens to share her name with Leo's late daughter. Leo suggested to a pair of New York Times writers that it seemed possible the Chief Justice timed the ruling release to that date. When the CIC reopened after a renovation in September 2022 that Leo helped pay for, months after the Dobbs decision, the Babelov portrait of Margaret Mary Leo hung in the foyer. Some D.C. Catholics have claimed miracles in her name, a signal of a possible move to beatification. Sainting the offspring of a wealthy benefactor is a very 13th century thing to do. Leo has denied being an Opus Dei member. Quote, to me, it's clear Leonard Leo is a supporter of Opus Dei. Whether he is a member, I don't know, and in many ways, I don't care, says Gore. His actions speak for themselves. That's true. Leo put big money behind the work Father John started. His network and power have steadily grown with the 3 decades of right-wing advances, juiced by the 2010 Citizens United ruling and, in 2021, by a $1.6 billion windfall after a secular Jewish Chicago billionaire, Barry Seid, signed over his electronics business to a nonprofit trust set up by Leo. That sum enables Leo to spend $200 million annually without touching the nut, according to philanthropy experts. He is currently promising to dole out $1 billion with preference to conservative groups with plans to, quote, weaponize their ideas. It's not impossible to imagine future historians regarding Leo as the Robert Moses of theocratic America. Even without that extra billion, Leo's network of donors is vast and includes secular billionaires as well as hard-right Catholic money. Neil and Ann Corkery married longtime D.C. operatives and former Opus Dei members. Tim Bush, who has publicly and approvingly referred to the U.S. Supreme Court as the Leo Court, and anti-gay crusader Sean Feeler are a few of the Opus Dei-connected money bags financing the conservative agenda. Leo-connected networks poured at least $50 million into the organizations behind Project 2025, according to Accountable U.S. Project 2025, according to accountable.us. Project 2025 contains numerous proposals that align with Opus Dei concepts of how society should be ordered, from banning abortion to increasing the power of a conservative presidency to making heteronormative marriage a national policy goal. Yikes. Leo has also done well enough personally that in 2018 he purchased a $3.3 million mansion in Maine near Acadia National Park. Using money from a fund he controls called the Sacred Spaces Foundation, he paid the Portland Roman Catholic Diocese $2.7 million for the local church, St. Ignatius of Loyola Catholic Church in Northeast Harbor, Maine. He made his wife choir master. Leo's connection to Opus Dei is also more personal and more mysterious. Leonard Leo has said that his late daughter's attachment to religion inspired him to become more religious, and since her death, he goes to daily Mass as often as possible. He has told stories published in Catholic journals and a book about how she underwent grueling surgeries, lived her life in a wheelchair, but developed a love for priests and nuns that was exemplary. A Washington area Opus Dei supernumerary named Austin Ruse, president of the fiercely anti-LGBTQ Center for Family and Human Rights, published a book about children whose short lives point us to Christ, and included supposed miracles Leo's disabled daughter had worked after death. In his book and subsequent articles in the Catholic media, Ruse described at least 3 miracles, the requisite number for beatification, attributed to Margaret Mary Leo. When I reached out to Ruse to ask if there was a move underway to beatify Margaret, he immediately tweeted his denial, which he then deleted. But by collecting and reporting the possible miracles, he appears to have set the stage for the process to begin. Gore believes Leonard Leo's record of successful activism and Trump's receptivity to the Opus Dei issues, plus the Vatican's slight move to the left under Francis, have together attracted more right-wing Catholic money to the conservative cause and Opus Dei. With recruitment beginning to trail off around the world because of an increasing incompatibility of its message to speak to the vast majority of Catholics, Opus Dei presented itself as a champion for disgruntled American Catholic billionaires, which, Gore writes, offered Opus Dei a new lease on life. Now Leo and his fellow crusaders have a chance to not only remake the Supreme Court in their image, but also the White House itself. J.D. Vance's path to conversion began with the Opus Dei-connected priests and other converts, starting with Rod Dreher, a convert himself and post-liberal writer staunchly opposed to gay marriage. Dreher has since moved from the U.S. to live in Viktor Orban's Hungary, where he works for the Danube Institute. Dreher has approvingly compared Vance to a young Orban. Oh, okay, no problem. After Vance published Hillbilly Elegy, Dreher interviewed Vance for an article apparently talked religion with him. Yeah, I know. He later connected Vance with Dominic Legge, a priest and former Justice Department trial attorney who has proclaimed, quote, "A legal system is ultimately subordinated to the highest common good, which is God himself." This fall, Opus Dei will bestow on Legge the same New Evangelization Award that it gave to Leonard Leo. That's a terrible name for that award. I'm sorry. I'll never say it right. Vance has written that he was initially moved to consider Catholicism by reading Augustine's City of God after listening to a Peter Thiel talk about the miseries of the self-centered yuppie meritocracy. Thiel is not Catholic. He was raised an evangelical Protestant, but was influenced by the mimetic desire theory of French Catholic professor René Girard at Stanford. Yeah. This is a great article. Thiel was also close to the priest who ran the Opus Dei house on the Stanford campus. After his term at Stanford, Father Arne Palnula was appointed vicar of Opus Dei based in New York from 1998 to 2002. He later became director of the CIC in D.C. until his death in 2017. Among his observations delivered from hospice and published in a book, what we call feminism is the attempt to flee both of the punishments handed to Eve, the pain of procreation and the pain of turning to men for approval and self-esteem. I'm just going to read that again. This is his quote. What we call feminism is the attempt to flee both of the punishments handed to Eve, the pain of procreation and the pain of turning to men for approval and self-esteem. Okay. Yeah, I'm an atheist. Okay. I'm done. I'm done with this. Opus Dei's general posture towards women is that they exist to be wives and mothers. Jose Maria Escriva's words in the last century remain as doctrine for the organization. Quote, in the care she takes of her husband and children, a woman fulfills the most indispensable part of her mission. Anti-feminist writers Catherine Jean Lopez of the National Review and Mary Eberstadt have served on the CIC board. Good morning, Oren. Now awash in conservative donor money, the group is in the process of expanding to reach new generations. It is opening 40 Opus Dei schools around the United States, Gore said. Quote, the endgame is the complete re-Christianization of society from the top down by targeting the elites first. They have all kinds of initiatives aimed at young people, Gore says. They already have today's elite, and now they're going after tomorrow's. Wow. The only downside of Leo's success for him and Opus Dei is that all that winning has attracted unwanted notice. Journalists digging into his finances have made allegations of self-dealing and personal enrichment, including directing funds to Ginny Thomas that Leo has denied. Oh, what was wrong? I don't know. I don't see any comments removed. I'm telling you right now, YouTube is fucking with comments. That's it. We don't even moderate this chat. You know, unless you're going to tell me that you're coming to cut my head off. That's the only time we really moderate it. Or we do it by mistake, which does happen. These allegations attracted the attention of the Washington, D.C. Attorney General. As of June, the AG was still looking into these financial trails, although Leo, through his attorney, has vowed not to cooperate. Parenthetically, in revenge for that prosecutorial intrusion, Representative Jim Jordan, a Republican of Ohio, opened a counter-investigation into the D.C. AG. Meanwhile, Leo recently promised to spend $1 billion of his dark money war chest to crush liberal dominance. At Badger, maybe Oren was referring to the article. Oh yeah, no, that's she was talking about what I just said. This is why I chat so hard. Don't worry about it. Chat's hard. Ugh. Whoa, that's really good. Thank you, Gal, for sharing that Archive New York article. So hit that link that Gal shared if you want to read that. I'm looking forward. I kind of want to. Oh, your comment disappeared? I don't know why. Hold on. Let me see. I'll tell you. Maybe I'll look. That's not what I want. That's not what I want. There. Let's go back to this. Let me see what's happening. Oh, brother. Let me see what's happening. Don't. You're going to be loud, aren't you? Yeah. Oh, your comment disappeared. Yeah, no, totally. I think everybody's, we're misfiring. It's anti-Canadian. It's interesting because, oh yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to read that next. Yeah, this is the thing. I think, I know people are having the same issue, Oren. And I'm going to tell you, I've been in highly moderated chats. This is not a moderated chat. We pretty much are just like saying what we want to say. And there are like different things I don't have many words on the block list. Really just the insults and the slurs. So, or slurs mostly. Yeah. So yeah, there shouldn't be that. So it's probably YouTube, which is fucking ridiculous. And I don't know what's going on, but it's gotten worse since July. Since that fucking assassination attempt, it's gotten worse. So it fucking sucks. Okay, let me find Jim's article. I know I think I had that in my bookmarks, but I'm going to just look. I'm just going to go. Oh, that's X. Okay. There. Oh, it is? Jeez, I'm so dumb. Oh, your tweet. Wait, hold on. Ah, I got it. I got it. Here it is right here. Here it is right here. Yeah. Your tweets have disappeared for cussing? That's so weird. I feel like since the assassination attempt, the first one, it got really bad. Like they just started shutting down random words. Anyway, I apologize. What a fucked up thing. Freedom of speech. Okay, so this is Jim Stewartson. We all know Jim Stewartson, don't we? I hope so. If you're not following Jim Stewartson or 5GW Hot Takes, you should be. Yeah. Bip. Your tweets have disappeared. Oops. Me. Um Okay, so Jim says Trump's VP pick has a lot of people confused, understandably. J.D. Vance is the current mascot for a Catholic coup by the PayPal Mafia, Opus Dei, and the Knights of Malta. The end of a long game that's been playing out since World War II. No, really, I have receipts. So let's read those receipts. Oh, wait, Dave Troy said something. Heads up that covert action was a KGB-influenced effort designed to antagonize the CIA as much as possible. In effect, we are dealing now with the convergence of the rightist and KGB-influenced networks towards the same goals. Ah, interesting. Interesting. All right, let's see what the sales are there. Catholic coup. We're gonna read this now. Let me drink some coffee. Oh, I really gulped it. Oh, so good. Coffee's so good. Coffee is so fucking good. Coffee is so fucking good. All right, let's see what Jim has to say about this. Look at that. God, man, gaping pie holes. Gaping pie holes. Gaping pie holes. Gaping pie holes. He has a gaping pie hole. Yeah. He has a gaping pie hole. Yeah. Doesn't Alina Habba? Yeah, her dad. Alina Habba's dad is part of the Knights of Malta, whatever. I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Coffee's brewing. Second, let's read this baby. The installation of J.D. Vance, 39-year-old author of Hillbilly Elegy, as the GOP vice presidential candidate, has generated significant questions on both ends of the political spectrum, for good reason. With the failing condition of Donald Trump and Trump's near assassination, it is clear that if the Republican Party seizes power again, there is a high likelihood Vance will become president of the United States. So why would Trump pick a junior senator from Ohio with the unique achievement of being the only vice presidential candidate in history to get a negative bump in popularity from exposure at a major party's convention? Peter Thiel. Look at them holding hands. This is my friend Peter. He's very nice. He's very nice. He's very nice. There's Peter. He doesn't wear a tie, but we love him. Thiel and his longtime partners Robert and Rebecca Mercer funded J.D. Vance's Senate campaign in 2020. Thiel personally gave $15 million to Vance's Senate PAC. Around the same time, Vance and Thiel invested in a small Canadian video website, Rumble, which has since evolved into a massive Russian propaganda distribution network publicly traded on NASDAQ. Just the year before, in 2019, J.D. Vance converted to Catholicism after being a self-described atheist who had, quote, convinced myself I was gay. He cited Peter Thiel as the reason for his radical change in ideology and for his religious conversion. Vance wrote that the most important event in my time as a law student at Yale was a talk by Peter Thiel in 2011. Vance became enchanted with Thiel's muse, French philosopher René Girard, who proposed a theory of mimetic rivalry along with the idea of a universal scapegoat myth. Should I don't know if this is easy to read. Oh, it's so hard to read. All right, I'll come back to that if we have to. Girard's theories are founded in the concept of mimesis. Mimesis? I don't even know what that means, which postulates that apocalyptic violence in humans is the natural and inevitable consequence of a society without religion, and that the only way to avoid this fate is theocracy. Thiel says Girard's followers at Stanford were cult-like. The Straussian moment. Let's see, where is that? Oh gosh, I don't know. Girard's ideas are a portal onto the past, onto human origins and our history. It's a portal onto the present and onto the interpersonal dynamics of psychology. I know, this makes me sick. It's a portal onto the future in terms of what we are going to let these mimetic desires run amok and head towards apocalyptic violence. It has a sense of both danger and hope for the future as well. So it is this panoramic theory. It's super powerful and extraordinarily different from what we would normally hear. There was almost a cult-like element where you have these people who were followers of Girard, and it was a sense that we had figured out the truth about the world in a way that nobody else did. Well, that sounds familiar. Yeah, right? That sounds familiar. Girard's ideas were developed by Thiel and his acolytes into the concept of mimetic warfare as written in a 2015 paper by Thiel venture capitalist, white nationalist Jeff Giese, who weaponized memes as the manager of MAGA 3X during the 2016 election with Hillary Clinton as the scapegoat. Note the collaboration with Thiel minion neo-Nazi Chuck Johnson, who is closely connected to little Maddie Gates. Let's see. Let me read this. Let me see if I can get up on this. Can I get up on this? No, it's not gonna let me do it. Okay. Oh, all right. Let's see. Well, let me put on my glasses. Then I can see that print. The best way to counter ISIS. Okay, this is Jeff Gisay. This is the guy. It's time to embrace mimetic warfare. The best way to consume is cozy to kick back. I know, right? Yeah, isn't it? Isn't it cozy? Why anyone in the left still? I know, still follows Garland. Is Eric Garland? What the fuck? Giza. Oh, Giza. Giza. Okay, sorry. Thank you. Giza. All right. So, yeah. Sorry, Jeff. I don't even know how to say your name. That's how unknown you are, bitch. No. The best way to counter ISIS is to unleash an army of trolls on them. Charles Johnson joked over beers last spring. I could totally mess with their recruiting and propaganda. Well, yes, you can. Chuckles Johnson, we call him Chuckle Fuck, is known as one of the internet's biggest trolls, the social media equivalent of an annoying gadfly or guerrilla warrior, depending on one's perspective. I say he's just a putz. How about that? That's my word. He's been banned from Twitter. Well, he's back now, and is alleged to have spearheaded the rumors that triggered the downfall of the all but certain Speaker of the House of Representatives, third in line for the American presidency. During our carousing, well, that can mean a lot with Chucky Johnson. Sorry, I know okay. During our carousing, Johnson and I joked about different ways to troll ISIS or Daesh. One could systematically lure and entrap, i.e. catfish, Daesh recruiters, as 3 Russian girls did in early 2015. One could water down its recruiting propaganda using fake sock puppet Daesh accounts, creating Hall of Mirrors confusion for sympathizers and recruits. One could expose and harass people in Daesh's funding network, including their family members. One could even play on Daesh's prejudices, fears, and hypocrisies, enlisting gay activists worldwide to start and spread an ISIS is gay hashtag. The idea being to denigrate and ridicule Daesh is in a way that weakens its appeal to recruits. The list went on. These types of tactics are no-brainers, we concluded half-jokingly. So why aren't they being done? Well, they are being done. What? Alina Habba's dad. Wait. Well, it sounds good to me. Giza. I'm going to call him that from now on. Geezer. Let's see. Let me just catch up with chat. It's so cozy to kick back with a few billion and discuss ending love. Yeah, isn't it? On the left, still follows Garland is beyond me. Yeah, Eric Garland has been compromised. In case you didn't know it. I mean, he's an idiot anyway. 'Cause he's super spy. Eric Garland, super spy. So Eric Garland is a fuckwad, and he's been compromised by Chuck Johnson, who's a fucking operative. I connect him most with Matt Gaetz, but I'm sure he's got other bosses. But he runs around like a little fucking ginger Nazi, creating trouble, harassing women, threatening women, sliding into your DMs, trying to... And then when you don't do what he wants because you have principles, he exposes your family online. That's what he does. Chuck Johnson chased Gal Suburban away from her account because he exposed her family and put them in danger. So I take online trolling really fucking seriously. I don't give a shit about you other trolls. I don't give a flying rat fuck. What I care about is protecting people that are good. And that's why I have no time for Chuck Johnson, his fucking Nazi, Holocaust denying, anti-Semitic fucking ass, or anybody who follows him. And Eric Garland is up his ass so far. It's pathetic. So is whatever. What is his name? Lev Zalev or whatever the fuck his name is. His show's dumb. Narrative. Dumb. So you know what? Fuck you, Eric Garland. He's blocked me, so he's not paying attention to what I'm doing. Yeah, just say no to Nazis, okay? Yeah, it's not hard. It's not hard. It's not hard. Yeah, he's very palsy-walsy. Oh, no, he is very palsy-walsy. They are buds. Oh, wait, what did he say today? Okay, I'm going to go to that. I think, oh, yeah, it'll open up a new one. This is from Jim. Holy shit. Quote, no, officer, I was pretending to murder all those people so I could find the real murderer. I learned this technique from Charles Manson. What? It's almost, okay, this is Chuck Johnson right here. Charles Johnson's thoughts and whatever the fuck it is. An asshole. And my anal retentiveness. It's almost like I pretended to be a Nazi to sting all the other Nazis. What can I say? I learned from the best. Such a fucking idiot. I hate this guy so much. If you needed more evidence that floor shitting Holocaust denier... Oh, yeah, he shit on his floor in college. He shit on his dorm floor. He says it. We didn't make it up. He did it. He talks about it. But if you needed any more evidence that floor-shitting Holocaust denier Chuck Johnson is a pathological liar, he claims reporters keep coming on to him. In reading this piece by House and Habit about Olivia Nuzzi, I'm struck by these details. Oh my God. Very similar things have happened to me from female reporters. Get the fuck out of here. You're so stupid. Look this is him. This is him. That's him. That's Chuck Johnson with the white power sign, by the way. Because he's a fucking anti-Semite, bigot, racist, motherfucker, misogynist, abuser, operative, paid fuckwad who threatens women and their families. He needs to die in prison. So there. Oh, there he is again. Oh, with Nick Fuentes. There he is having a couple of Diet Cokes and some chowder. Look at his moobs. He's got man tits. Fucking hate this guy. Fuck off, Chuck. Chuckle cuck. Chuckle fuck. Here we go. No one is sending him nudes. No one. I'll take things that didn't happen for 800, Alex. Most are all. J-Rance. This is a gal squad moment. There's 5G. Not going to happen. J-Rance. This guy's an idiot. Tina. Lunar is not a reporter. I love these women. I love my friends so much. I do. I do. Oh, wait. Was this one? No. Okay. Oh, my God. That's funny. He loves Nick Fuentes. Of course he does. Doesn't he know he's Gingerbread Man? No, he has no clue. Someone once told him, sounds of guzzling green tea. Oh, I did not see that one. That's fun. That's fucking hilarious. That's just, I'm telling you. Yeah, fuck these guys. This is why I circle wagons around my friends, because, man, there have been some real shitty shit that's happened to us over the last few years. And so, frankly, I'm always going to stand in that breach. I bow to your epic troll of man who hasn't seen the beer. Hey, he doesn't. Hey, that man doesn't even own a mirror. He's uglier than sin today. Ooh, 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 ooh. Chuck Johnson is a Nazi. He's gonna go away. And then I hear to say, hey. No, okay. Sorry. Sorry. Okay, when Thiel asserted in 2009 that he no longer, this is a quote, no longer believes freedom and democracy are compatible. Yeah, he really did say that, unironically. And cited women's suffrage as part of the reason. It's because he believes, as Girard did, that a patriarchal, theocratic autocracy is required for a stable society. This is echoed in Vance's recent comments that childless women have no stake in elections. Right? Okay, listen. So here's the thing. As we know, Peter Thiel is not a religious person per se. My take on this is that he views religion as a way to control people. And the more controlled, the better. Because remember, it's a little bit like Snowpiercer, where the people become the food or bugs become, I don't know, something. Maybe that's Soylent Green. So, and this is happening already. This is what drives me so fucking crazy. All around us, institutions are being privatized. Education, healthcare, security, policing. Things are being privatized. And that, I believe, is what Peter Thiel envisions as a stable society. When you have a controlled populace who is breeding at the right pace, that you encourage white babies so that there's not, a rise of the I don't know, whatever he imagines is the scare in that. He wants just a controlled society that are producing, right? In any respect. And I believe he sees the value of religion as a tool to do that. That's what I think. And I think that to me is the scariest thing about the Silicon Valley, bro culture. is that there is a desire to shape the world in ways that you want, that you want the world to be. And it's a very age old question, right? Age old question of how religion is an opiate, or how religion is used as a weapon to control people's lives. You know? Yeah, I'm going to have a moment of queerness right now. Yes, Oren. That's right. It is historically accurate. Religion is a tool for control. Yeah. The self-hating, closeted gay boys want daddy to spank them. Oren, you're funny. I think, I know Peter Thiel. I mean, Peter Thiel launched an entire takedown of Gawker because they outed him as gay in a time when I think people knew he was gay. And I'm not saying that he shouldn't control his own story. I believe people should be able to control their story to a certain degree, whatever. So I don't want him to ever be like a victim or, exposed in that way. His answer to that was to give Hulk Hogan money to sue and take down Gawker. That's his revenge. So this is a man who does things out of spite. Right? Thank you. Lost so many gay male friends to AIDS for those bitchy boys. Yeah. I mean, it is infuriating. And, again, I don't begrudge anyone how they live their lifestyle. I really don't. But I do have a problem with technocrats, technocrats controlling our lives and actually making it harder, for people in the LGBTQ community. Yes, I did. Yeah. It's true. It's so infuriating. It's so infuriating. No, so it's really a matter of control. It's really a matter of control. Yeah. Wonder Bread Boy Vance said he convinced him. Did he really say that? I mean, he did, because I've heard it now quoted a number of times, and I don't know if he said it a long time ago. It doesn't really matter to me. I wish, I want to, I am so fucking upset that Teal controls a narrative and can become a victim, and yet it is really his actions to instigate a deeper, like like capitalism on steroids, right? That's what I have a problem with. And I really have a problem with using religion as control, although, shit happens, man, that always happens. So here we go. This is the Cato Institute. Okay. Quote, I no longer believe that freedom and democracy are compatible, Teal wrote in his manifesto published by the Libertarian Cato Institute. Since 1920, the vast increase in welfare beneficiaries and the extension of the franchise to women, two constituencies that are notoriously tough for libertarians, have rendered the notion of capitalist democracy into an oxymoron. Bemoaning the fate of the smartest libertarians who, he claims, were so bummed out by the state of capitalism that they escaped not only to alcohol but beyond it. He outlined a vision of the future free from the quixotic desires of the poor, stupid, and X-chromosomed among us. The driving idea of PayPal, he wrote, was to create, quote, a new world currency free from all government control and dilution, the end of monetary sovereignty, as it were. Yeah, he's not. To this end, Teal and his allies, including Russia and other foreign adversaries, are conspiring with a group of elite Christian nationalists to impose a regressive theocratic vision on America by infiltrating and seizing control of the U.S. government. This Christian coup is multi-denominational, but Catholicism, with 2 billion followers, requires special attention. Oh, Grandma. Hi, Grandma of One. I can't convince myself to quit smoking or be vegan, and if you knew me, you'd be blown away at my control. Your comment got skipped. Oh, dear. Wait, let me see. Florida, pay attention. Stay safe. Oh, we've got... Okay, here we go. Let me just do this. What do we got? Okay, here we go. Let's do this. 11 a.m. Eastern. 8 a.m. Key messages on potential tropical cyclone Nina. Watches and tropical storm warnings issued for portions of western Cuba and the northeastern Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico. Forecast to become a hurricane by Wednesday morning. Wow. This thing has legs. The disturbance is forecast to strengthen and be near hurricane strength when it reaches far northwestern Caribbean Sea Tuesday night. Tropical storm conditions are expected over portions of western Cuba and the northeastern coast of the Yucatan Peninsula, with hurricane conditions possible. The system is expected to intensify while it moves northward over the eastern Gulf of Mexico, and it could be a major hurricane when it reaches the northeastern Gulf Coast on Thursday. Wow, this is a week-long storm. That's fucked up. There is an increasing risk of life-threatening storm surge and damaging hurricane-force winds along portions of northern and northeastern Gulf Coast, including the Florida Panhandle and portions of Florida West Coast. Although it's too soon to specify the exact location and magnitude of impacts, residents in these areas should monitor the latest forecast updates and ensure that they have their hurricane plan in place. Potential tropical cyclone Nina will bring heavy rain to portions of the western Caribbean, which may lead to flooding and possible mudslides in western Cuba. All right, thank you for that update, everyone. Everyone, Gulf Coast, Florida, really watch this news. Mike's Weather Channel is a great one. Thank you, Gal. Mike's Weather Channel. If you Google that on YouTube, he has really great updates. I love it. So infuriating. God, Oren, I'm just looking back on your comments. Grandma of One, hello, my love. So good to see you. And you said, wait, what did you say, Grandma? Grandma of One, who's actually as old as I am. Thanks, Gal. We're keeping an eye on developments. Oh, sweet. Be safe, my love. Okay, here we go. Peter Thiel is what happens when a would-be school shooter instead decides to try and take his revenge on the world after becoming a billionaire. Yeah, this is, you're right. That wasn't the comment. Oh, I'm glad people now know. Okay, good. I wanted to read about the hurricane. That's good. Yeah, Peter Thiel is what happens when a would-be school, yes. So this is it. He's got resources. So him being bullied and whatever. I mean, the whole Gawker thing, the butthurt over that. Like, he clearly is a man who has no problem using his money to seek the revenge that will make him personally feel better. Isn't that weird? That's weird. So, yeah. Peter Thiel, I mean, I grew up in Silicon Valley, right? And so I worked in Silicon Valley from the nonprofit side, which would be seeking donations from corporations and stuff. So I spent a lot of time. I have a lot of friends in oh, I see. You had to type it weird. Yeah. That's the thing. You have to get creative with the way you spell things in order to get stuff through sometimes. But oh man, what was I going to say? Okay, it doesn't matter. The next, Oren says, the next two storms must be called the Pinta and the Santa Maria. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. The cool things is that it takes dozens of them to have the widths of your pinky fingers. I agree. And he's very, like Peter Thiel, like that whole Gawker story to me just shows what a petty bitch he is. Like he's just a fucking petty bitch. MAGA prophet Julie Green received another message from God. God says deep state globalists are going to set off earthquakes, volcanoes, tsunamis, and insane weather to disrupt election to stop Trump. Really? Or it's hurricane season. Or October is when earthquakes can happen. All right. Love you. Thank you. Thank you, Gal, for all this information this morning. Love you. I'm going to look up the Daily Dose too. But love you. See you later. See you later, alligator. Oh, yep. Space tonight, 5 p.m. Pacific on the Twitter. on the Twitters. Come and join us for our spaced out space with me and Jay Rance maybe and Gal maybe. You never know. Whoever can show up should show up. Anyway. All right. Let's go back. All right. Catholic coo. Oh, Nina. Okay, yes, I will. I bet you I will. So wait, it's by who? Wait, I'm going back up to your other comment, Max. The singer of the Muffs, Kim Shattuck, had an amazing scream. I remember that. I just want to pull up that. Hold on. Sorry, I know. This is so terrible. I go back and forth. I stop by this. I stop by that. I stop by this. I go by that. Wait. There we go. I remember this. It is a great scream. Let me tell you when it was. It says 1995. Is that possible? Or is it remastered? Why am I missing? 90s. Yeah, it was 95. Yeah, 1995. Oh, I think that's the new. Nina from Pasadena. 95. God, 90s were so good. It does sound like it, huh? Oh, that's going to be on the playlist. Okay, we better stop it before we get a copyright. I need more punk. I need more punk in my life, actually. This is great. Oh, you know, the other thing I was thinking of yesterday was Bob Dylan. I know that's not punk, but I need to listen to more Bob Dylan. I want to do a music show so that we just play music, just like play music. You remember when you used to sit around in your room and play records? Did anyone ever do that? Did you ever do that? Did you ever sit in your room and play records or whatever? R.I.P. Yeah. Oh. We need to have like a record playing, like a, we should probably do that like after trivia once. I'll just put on a bunch of music and people can hang out if they want to. They don't have to. I'm going to do that. We'll do that for another Saturday. That would be good. Oh, yes, and record them to cassettes. God. Those are good old days. Those are good old days. That's right. They don't know now. The kids don't know now how hard it is to get music. You can't just put it up on your phone, can you? No. You can't just put it up on... You can't. You couldn't just put it up on your phone, could you? No. You had to just go ahead and... You had to sit there and wait for it to record, and God forbid it should skip. All right, I'm going to stop now. Sorry. Oh, I'm in a mood. All right. I had a friend who would come over and alphabetize my albums, of which I had many because I used to work in a record store. I can imagine your music collection, Max, was fucking awesome. I can only imagine. Humans used to be really good at waiting. I know. Well, yeah, and I didn't think we were, but maybe we were. I mean, I'm not now because I'm right there with I'm right there with the kids. I want it now. Okay. Sovereign is a great word. Yes, for fascist bingo. Absolutely. Remember the 8-track tapes? Fuck yeah. Hello. Yes. My girlfriend had a yellow, like a bright yellow Pinto, Ford Pinto. Do you remember those? With an 8-track player? That thing fucking rocked. That thing was a rock and roll star. I love that car. It was bright yellow too. God, ridiculous. Ridiculous. Okay, all right. I'm reading. Boom, exploding car. Yeah. All right, Catholic coup. For many decades, a virulent strain of traditionalist Catholicism has partnered with America's enemies, foreign and domestic, in a shared project to take control of the United States. Well, it's Catholic Day here at the lounge. This attempted Catholic coup has been accelerating through a deliberate infiltration of the judiciary led by Leonard Leo, a member of both Opus Dei and Sovereign Military Order of Malta. SMOM. AKA the Knights of Malta, extremist Catholic cults which have traditionally functioned as the long arms of the Vatican. You worked at the warehouse? Oh my God. I loved the warehouse record stores in California. Max, you have such a hot past. I can't even with you. Both of these groups have been stripped of some official powers by Pope Francis in recent years, but it hasn't made them any less dangerous. I remember that conversation we had with Brent Allpress about the new schism in the Catholic Church, and I really want to talk to him more. I want to hear him talk about that more. You know? Okay, Pope dissolves Knights of Malta leadership, issues new constitution. Pope Francis changes canon law on Opus Dei and any future personal prelatures. I think Francis is a little bit of a problem for these guys. Leo installed 2/3 of the judges on the Supreme Cult. That's cute. An organized crime ring working for theocrats and oligarchs masquerading as the highest court in the United States. 5 of Leo's hand-picked justices are extremist Catholics. The last 2 years of decisions by SCOTUS have left no doubt that its purpose is not to interpret the Constitution but to shred it. Specifically, to eliminate the Establishment Clause, the first 10 words of the Bill of Rights, which guarantees freedom from religion. The founders specifically designed the U.S. government to prevent America from becoming a Christian nation again, which is the ultimate goal of the coup plotters. Yeah, you should. Have a nice smoke. Oh, I bet it's nice. I hope it's nice outside. Actually, it's nice outside now for us in Southern California, huh? I agree. Okay. The fascist acrobatics of Dobbs, legalizing machine guns 5 months before the election, making the president a king, and seizing massive amounts of power, never mind Chevron, for themselves, is not the behavior of a court. It's acting as designed by Catholic lunatic Leonard Leo as a battering ram against the rights of American citizens. Opus Dei. It was recently revealed that Heritage head and Project 2025 leader Kevin Roberts, who threatened the left with violence if they don't submit to his plans, has close ties with Opus Dei. This is very significant and very frightening. It's a story from The Guardian. Kevin Roberts, architect of Project 2025, has close ties to radical Catholic group. He's received spiritual guidance. Roberts acknowledged in a speech last September that for years he has visited the Catholic Information Center, the CIC, that thing we just read about, a K Street institution headed by an Opus Dei priest and incorporated by the Archdiocese of Washington on a weekly basis for Mass and formation or religious guidance. Opus Dei also organizes monthly retreats at the CIC. Opus Dei is largely misunderstood as a group of albino weirdos that whip themselves, courtesy of Dan Brown's novels and movies. While it is true that some members self-flagellate, it's hardly the darkest part of their history. Opus Dei was founded in Spain by Escriva under fascist Francisco Franco, who overthrew a young constitutional democracy during the Spanish Civil War and installed himself as the Spanish dictator for over 3 decades. Escriva was a member of the fascist Falangist movement, I think, sorry if I don't say that right, and took a job in the Francoist dictatorship. Escriva was also known to be a Nazi sympathizer and a Holocaust denier who supported Latin American fascist dictators Augusto Pinochet and Alberto Fujimori. Saint Escriva has been accused by Catholic priests who knew him of Holocaust denial. Many recall statements by Escriva defending Hitler, Saint Escriva has said that Hitler couldn't have killed 6 million Jews and that Hitler against the Jews really meant Hitler against communism. He famously wrote a letter to Franco in the 1950s saying, and this is a quote from the letter, "Although a stranger to any political activity, I cannot help but rejoice as a priest and a Spaniard that the chief of state's authoritative voice should proclaim that, quote, the Spanish nation considers itself a badge of honor to accept the law of God according to the one and true doctrine of the Holy Catholic Church, inseparable faith of the national conscience, which will inspire its legislation. It is infidelity to our people's Catholic tradition that the best guarantee of success in acts of government, the certainty of a just and lasting peace within the national community, as well as the divine blessing for those holding positions of authority, will always be found. I ask God, our Lord, to bestow upon your excellency with every sort felicity and impart abundant grace to carry out the grave mission entrusted to you." Blah. You wonder why I got shot at? Only consequential presidents get shot at? Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Oh my God. He's so dumb. He's so dumb. Why is he so dumb? One of the people who lived with Escriva in Spain and learned under him was a young priest named Arne Panula. After Escriva's death, as the head of the Opus Dei house at Stanford University in the 1980s, Arne Panula, then in his mid-40s, met a young gay undergraduate at Stanford who was the president of the Federalist Society. His name was Peter Thiel. They remained close friends until Panula's death. Let's see. Father Arne graduated from Harvard, where he discovered Opus Dei, took a doctorate in theology at the University of Navarre in Pamplona, Spain. He wrote his thesis, hundreds of pages, on John Henry Newman and divine providence. And how providential was his life? I never knew until after he passed that he was close friends with Silicon Valley billionaire investor Peter Thiel. Father Arne befriended Thiel when Thiel was an undergraduate at Stanford, and Father Arne ran the Opus Dei house. God knows the other notables who ducked into his office. God knows the other notables who ducked into his office regularly. Panula went on to head Opus Dei in America, ran Opus Dei's K Street Lobby Catholic Information Center, and founded the theocratic Leonine Forum. Leonard Leo was also on the boards of both the CIC and the Leonine Forum. Yeah, someone else wrote that. Oh, Leonard Leo, you're a fucking ass. This is the thing. Let's focus on the architects and planners, okay? Why don't we know these names? I mean, you guys do, but there are people who don't. Opus Dei has been associated with numerous illegal operations, including the worst spy in American history, Opus Dei member and FBI agent Robert Hansen, who stole documents and passed them to the GRU, Russia's military intelligence agency, for many years. At the time, an Opus Dei member, Joaquin Navarro Valls, who previously lived with Escriva and Panula, was the official spokesman for the Vatican with an office just feet from Pope John Paul II, who made fascist theocratic Jose Maria Escriva a saint. And possibly the worst intelligence disaster in U.S. history. Yeah. Oh, he died last year. I didn't even realize that. The FBI director when Hansen was caught, Louis Freeh, was also an Opus Dei member who was fired by Bush and went on to represent Russian oligarchs. Oh. While Opus Dei denies that Bill Barr is a member, he spoke to the CIC and has had numerous connections to Opus Dei operatives over the years while embarking on a decades-long career of covering up for criminal conspiracies. Bill Barr covered up for the Iran-Contra affair for Bush as Attorney General and diverted public attention away from the crimes of Ronald Reagan and former OSS officer Jack Singlaub, Mike Flynn's mentor, who was deeply involved. Bill Barr's father, Donald Barr, notably also a former OSS officer, gave a young, unqualified Jeffrey Epstein his first job with access to kids at a private school. When Bill Barr was hired by Trump, he unrecused himself from the Epstein case and took it over. Jeffrey Epstein ended up dead in prison after a series of mistakes by the DOJ. Bill Barr intentionally misrepresented the Mueller report and destroyed any chance of justice for the theft of the 2016 election by the Russian government and American collaborators. Jack Singlaub wrote a letter to Bill Barr on behalf of Dame of Malta, Phyllis Schlafly's Eagle Forum in February 2020, advocating for Mike Flynn. Bill Barr dropped felony charges on Flynn 3 months later. Jack Singlaub was an anti-communist who founded the nonprofit America's Future in 1946 because he thought the wrong side won the war in World War II. Singlaub was also involved in many illicit activities and helped create the John Birch Society, Western Goals, and the World Anti-Communist League, which were all neo-fascist, anti-communist organizations aimed at returning America to its Judeo-Christian values, aka back to a white theocratic ethno-state. Singlaub was deeply connected to the Knights of Malta and gifted America's Future to Mike Flynn just before his death in 2021. Knights of Malta. There are less than 15,000 Knights of Malta worldwide, but what is that called? SMOM, I can't remember it. Something of Malta. I don't know. Has official diplomatic relations with more than 100 countries, has a permanent observer seat at the UN, and operates as its own quasi-nation state. It considers itself a group of spiritual warriors still fighting the Crusades while it pretends to be a benevolent international charity. However, its charity work has been plagued with accusations of pedophilia and child trafficking, most recently in Ireland. This is from the Irish Times. Order of Malta board disbanded as fallout over child sex abuse controversy deepens. Growing turmoil in First Aid organization under increasing scrutiny over its handling of allegations made against volunteer. SMOM is descended from the Hospitallers, who were, I'm probably not saying any of this right, so I apologize, who were supposedly the humanitarian arm of the Christian Crusades, which were really bands of violent lunatics roaming around Europe trying to eliminate Muslims and Jews 1,000 years ago. SMOM are not the same as the Knights Templar, who were the military arm of the Crusades, but they are often conflated. And while there are a surprising number of peripheral organizations that claim to be Knights Templar or Knights of Malta, SMOM is the official Vatican-approved operation. There they are. Oh, look at their big robes. Here are a few confirmed members of the Order of Malta, although their membership list is largely secret. Eric Prince, Paul Behrens, Joseph Schmitz. So Eric Prince Blackwater, Paul Behrens, who is related to both Dana Rohrabacher, who's like the kingpin Russian agent, and Blackwater. Joseph Schmitz, Defense Department IG and Blackwater. William Casey, director of the CIA for Reagan and member of the Manhattan Institute. Alexander Haig, I thought he was dead, Secretary of State for Reagan. William Donovan, founder of the OSS, co-founder of the CIA. Federalist Society, Opus Dei, installed 6 SCOTUS justices. That's Leonard Leo. He's the king. King of the forest. No, king of the jungle. Phyllis Schlafly, Dame Phyllis Schlafly. The Council for National Policy, Eagle Forum, Flynn Family Friend. General Stanley McChrystal, Flynn's boss in Afghanistan. Cardinal Raymond Burke, a Steve Bannon Vigano ally. Vigano was the Catholic priest who was recently defrocked, I guess, who is also Flynn's priest. Franz von Papen, Nazi who resigned the chancellorship to Hitler. Jimmy Savile, convicted pedophile. And Saad Haba, U.S. Chancellor of SMOM, Alina Haba's father. Yeah, bye-bye Vigano. Oh, J. Rance has some very spicy tweets with the Vigano story. See, J. Rance knows Catholics. She is, I think you've said you are a Catholic. She knows. She can bring receipts to these Opus dipshits. That's right. Sovereign Military Order of Malta. Thank you so much, Oren. Thank you. Badger, don't bite your tongue. They are. It's all too many connections, right? Badger, Jesus Christ. It's all the same people. This is why there doesn't have to be a network, okay? Because they can all do their own thing and then just meet once a year at the Hilton, okay? Like, you good? Oh, yeah, I'm good. Okay, we're good. Let's go. I mean, that's all they have to do. That's all. I'll find one, Oren, and link it. Here's a video from 2010 by Keith Olbermann describing Eric Prince's connection to Christian nationalist groups, including the Order of Malta and the Council for National Policy. Prince's Blackwater terrorists, under the direction of Mike and Charles Flynn, commanded by Stanley McChrystal, murdered Muslims for sport in vehicles named Templar.
Last 3 nights, we have been quoting the sworn declaration of a former executive for XE, the former company formerly called Blackwater, in which that executive describes a nearly global enterprise shot through with criminality, arms dealing, fraud, tax evasion, child prostitution, murder, all of which Z denies, even in cases where its employees have already pleaded guilty. One motive for all this, the 4-year executive claims, was greed. Tonight, in our third story, the other motive was God. Jeremy Scahill, who first broke this story for The Nation magazine, wrote the definitive book on Blackwater in which he details some of the theocratic connections of founder Eric Prince. Now that former Blackwater executive, known only as John Doe No. 2, claims that Prince did more than subscribe to a fundamentalist Christian ideology. He used Z to advance it. Quote, Mr. Prince is motivated to engage in misconduct by 2 factors. First, he views himself as a Christian crusader, tasked with eliminating Muslims and the Islamic faith from the globe. To that end, Mr. Prince intentionally deployed to Iraq certain men who shared his vision of Christian supremacy, knowing and wanting these men to take every available opportunity to murder Iraqis. Many of these men used call signs based on the Knights of the Templar, the warriors who fought the Crusades. As a young man, Eric Prince was an intern for the first President Bush and for the Family Research Council, the right-wing religious organization his father helped to start. He later complained about his White House internship. Quote, I saw a lot of things I did not agree with. Homosexual groups being invited in, the budget agreement, the Clean Air Act. A Catholic convert, Prince has donated more than $250,000 to conservative Republican politicians, primarily the religious ones. He has used the wealth of his family and profits from Z to create and to fund numerous right-wing and or proselytizing Christian organizations, the Family Research Council, Christian Freedom International, and the Council on National Policy, whose meetings Prince said he has attended. That last group, the CNP, was founded by this man, the Reverend Tim LaHaye, whose Left Behind series dramatizes his biblical beliefs that in the near future, Solomon's temple in Israel will be rebuilt. Jesus then returns, making true believers vanish away with him. Those left behind who accept Jesus battle the unbelievers. Mr. Prince's devout family values Christianity does not always manifest itself, however, in his behavior. After a Z, then Blackwater plane went down in Afghanistan, Prince argued that legal immunity pertained because companies cannot be sued for the actions of their employees under prevailing Afghanistan law, specifically the Islamic law of Sharia. Prince was interviewed by Suzanne Simons for a new book about him, a book that reports Prince cheated on his first wife, his dying first wife, with their nanny. Simons writes that the nanny attended the funeral while pregnant with Prince's child. Prince did, in his words, the right thing. He married the nanny. At Z, Prince has surrounded himself with like-minded believers like the lobbyist Paul Behrens, board member of Christian Freedom International, and General Counsel COO Joseph Schmitz. As Inspector General at the Pentagon, Mr. Schmitz incorporated the phrase "always under the protection of the Almighty" into the official seal and said, quote, "We pride ourselves on our strict adherence to the rule of law under God." He spoke to the Order of Malta, a secretive Catholic group at the Church of Paul Bremer, another conservative Catholic in the Bush administration, and Schmitz essentially exonerated U.S. General William Boykin for turning his mission missionary. After even Republicans slammed Schmitz for shielding the White House from congressional scrutiny of Pentagon purchasing, Schmitz resigned and went to Blackwater. Schmitz not only spoke to the Order of Malta, he is a member. Scahill reports the order is, quote, a Christian militia formed in the 11th century before the First Crusades with the mission of defending territories that the Crusaders had conquered from the Muslims, territories familiar to theocratic minds.
This crusade, this war on terrorism is going to take a while.
The Pentagon put Bible verses on its reports for Mr. Bush. Some of his soldiers spoke openly about distributing Bibles in Iraq and Afghanistan, spreading the word. Eric Prince once described Z employees this way, quote, everybody carries guns just like Jeremiah rebuilding the temple in Israel, a sword in one hand, a trowel in the other. The temple that must be rebuilt for Jesus to return. Bush officials helped Prince advance his vision. State Department Inspector General Alvin Krongard killed a probe into Z's weapons smuggling, then denied to Congress that his brother was on Z's advisory board.
I specifically asked him. I do not believe it is true that he is a member of the advisory board. During the break, I did contact my brother. I reached him at home. He is not at the hotel, but I learned that he had been at the advisory board meeting yesterday. I had not been aware of that, and I want to state on the record right now that I hereby recuse myself from any matters having to do with Blackwater.
Coalition Chief Paul Bremer, another Council for National Policy veteran, once said, I cannot succeed in this mission without the help of God. But he also needed Blackwater. He gave Prince his first big contract in Iraq. Bremer later wrote the Bremer Order, granting contractors in Iraq total legal immunity, and Z would need it. Quoting John Doe No. 2's sworn declaration, Mr. Prince operated his companies in a manner that encouraged and rewarded the destruction of Iraqi life. For example, Mr. Prince's executives would openly speak about going over to lay Hajis out on cardboard. Going to Iraq to shoot and kill Iraqis was viewed as a sport or a game. A man whom Z called a disgruntled former employee put it this way.
Troubling when a group of Americans who are supposedly there to help in the rebuilding of a country consider those people to be less than they are, less human than they are.
But is there any evidence that these attitudes reached the battlefield? We've told you that Prince sent his men illegal ammo engineered to detonate on contact with human flesh. Out of 3 State Department security contractors, Z fired first in its shootouts, more than any other, firing first or being the only side to fire in 84% of shooting incidents. July 1st, 2007, Z shooters allegedly opened up on a minibus, taking 3 families to the airport, dead, 1 9-year-old boy, his father, his uncle, his mother, trying to shield her 3-month-old daughter. The baby is also dead, shot in the face. February 7, 2007, Z snipers killed 3 Iraqi government security guards. Iraqi officials confront the shooters, who then joke about it. The State Department defends Z without, according to the Washington Post reporting, interviewing witnesses nor examining the scene. Christmas Eve 2006, a drunken Blackwater employee kills an Iraqi vice president's bodyguard. CNN reports the State Department kept this out of the killer's personnel records. February 16, 2005, Z sprays an Iraqi car with more than 70 bullets, presumably killing the driver. The Z security detail is codenamed Templar 20. The State Department determined Z lied about being fired on, but punishes nobody. Quote, any disciplinary actions would be deemed as lowering the morale of contractors. Out of 195 shootings from 2005 to 2007, Z was fired upon first just 32 times. Z has denied wrongdoing and will reply in court to the allegations, the legal allegations against it, later this month. Today, a judge ruled on Z's request for a gag order. Gag order denied.
Wow. We've seen that before, but it's just so important. It's so important. Let's see. Here we go. I know. Boo, clean air. Sometimes I'm really glad. I know. I'm actually delighted that my parents are both not here to see this, what's happened to this, how we've let. This is the thing. Like, I understand that in this country we have a fear. There is an instinct on the part of leadership in many instances to self-preserve, right? So I think self-preserving activities are something that we will need to reckon with in this country if we're really going to have if we're really going to have a more perfect union, then we're going to have to face the demons that our country has committed. And still, Eric Prince, I can't remember the name of his current company. God damn it. But he contracts with the U.S. military right now. So people like Prince, Palmer Luckey, who created the Oculus system, the VR system. Palmer Luckey, who happens to be the brother of Ginger Luckey, who's now Ginger Gates, right? Matt Gates married Palmer Luckey's sister, Ginger. Palmer Luckey has now, not since that, I think it was before this, has a contract with the U.S. military to provide drones. I mean, these people, the people who are fucking with shit. Oh, Frontier Resource Group, is that what the name of his thing is? Frontier, yeah, So my question is, and remember that Trump pardoned 4 Blackwater murderers who were convicted of murder. I think they were Blackwater. They were Eric Prince's people. I don't know if it was specifically under Blackwater or something else. But they were pardoned by Trump after being convicted of murder in Iraq. That's not right. Part of the reason it's hard to argue against, part of the reason is it's exhausting to argue against Trumpism and everything that's come along with it and been enabled through it. It's really hard to argue because the zone of fuckery is just so huge and vast that it's like whack-a-mole. You like do this and then you go, oh wait, it's military, not private companies. Oh, one of the guys was military. Yeah, right. But the other guys were contractors, right? And they were Eric Prince's guys, if I'm not mistaken. Although, please correct me if I'm not right. Yeah. So I think we've got some work to do with our accountability. But I actually think that this is a time where we may see the tide turn. And I think it's going to be slow. I think justice is going to be slow. But I do think that that's going to be, it will happen. I think we actually will have revolution within our existing frameworks. And, I realize that for some people that might not be enough, and I understand that completely. But I'm hopeful that we actually see some accountability, ultimately. I don't know. We'll see. Keep documenting, keep reading, keep learning. Media literacy is the best thing in the world. Yeah, that was 2010 we watched. 2010. All right. In 1991, Eric Prince, whose parents were both past presidents of the CNP, was interning in Congressman Dana Rohrabacher's office. Oh my God. Dana Rohrabacher, famous Russian asset. When he met Paul Behrens, Rohrabacher's chief of staff, who was a Knight of Malta. Eric Prince, like J.D. Vance, converted to Catholicism the next year. In 1992, Rohrabacher became the most reliably pro-Putin congressman, and Behrens became a notorious international operative who died just before J6 of, blunt force head trauma. News. Hi, Carrie. How are you? Welcome. I know, connections. Kind of the good news is it's the same people. The bad news is it's the same people. And the good news is it's the same people. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have to be surprised. Opus Dei operative Bill Barr was good friends with Knights of Malta William Casey, Reagan's CIA director, who also founded the racist propaganda organization Manhattan Institute, as well as Dame of Malta Phyllis Schlafly, a female knight, who was an anti-feminist, anti-communist, anti-abortion crusader, partnered with Mike Flynn's mother, Helen, to take away women's rights in the 60s and 70s. Jack Singlog promoted Phyllis Schlafly from America's Future through the 80s and 90s while he was executing Iran-Contra. Most recently, Mike Flynn has used America's Future to launder money for big lie fraudits and cyber ninjas, mobilized QAnons with Pizzagate fiction in swing states, and filled amicus briefs with SCOTUS to legalize machine guns and make the president a king. This 1985 document from CIA's FOIA archive is very relevant. It describes the cooperation of SMOM, OSS, pre-CIA, and Nazi Germany in World War II, and the subsequent cooperation of Reagan's CIA under Knight of Malta William Casey and the SMOM to execute Iran-Contra. Yeah, she's dead. Yeah, I know. Yeah, while it may be hard to believe that Mike Flynn is just as bad as we say he is, it's true. Jack Singlam was involved in both illegal operations for decades apart. Let's see. As noted by Dave Troy, we love Dave, on X, covert action was a KGB-aligned operation designed to attack the CIA, which is not a monolith. The information in the document should be seen in that context. However, there is secondary proof for everything quoted from it in this article. This is Nazis, the Vatican, and the CIA. I kind of want to read that. In 1943, the OSS wanted Roosevelt to make Knight of Malta Nazi Franz von Papen to be the post-Hitler Führer, a request denied by Roosevelt, who demanded the OSS stop communicating with the Nazis. No problem, Kerry. As soon as he found out, the OSS, including Singlaub and Donald Barr, that's Bill Barr's daddy, and then the CIA, worked with SMOM to exfiltrate Nazis from Germany to work for the United States and escape to other countries. Oh my God. Maybe we need to get rid of the CIA. Maybe. That might be one we could get rid of. Maybe. Okay, we're not going to read that. 70 years later, the Knights Templar and Knights of Malta have been used as rationales for mass murder by a number of neo-Nazi terrorists, including Anders Breivik, who murdered 80 people in Norway in 2011, and Brenton Tarrant, who slaughtered 51 Muslims in Christchurch, New Zealand mosques in 2019. Breivik claimed to have been authorized by the Knights Templar for his massacre. Oh. Tarrant had several symbols specifically connected to the Knights of Malta on his shotgun, below compared to a quote from Knight of Malta Cardinal Raymond Burke. Let's see. 1571. Let me see what it says. Oh, here we go. The suspect's equipment is also marked with multiple references to 14 or 14 words, a shorthand for a white supremacist slogan from Hitler's Mein Kampf. The slogan calls for securing a future for white children. Schism. Last month, Pope Francis, who seems to be zeroing in on this group of radical fascists in the Vatican, took the highly unusual step of excommunicating the former top Catholic in the United States, Archbishop Carlo Maria Vigano, for schism. This is the one. Whoever was looking for Vigano. This means the Pope found that Vigano was no longer a follower of the Catholic Church, but someone who wanted to destroy it. In 2020, according to Mike Flynn, Vigano became Flynn's personal priest. A week before the election that year, both Flynn and Q posted a pro-Trump letter from Vigano almost simultaneously. Ever since, Vigano has become more and more radical, including a recent sermon that included Pizzagate references. He is also a blatant Russian agent, including being a speaker at Russophile conferences with Alexander Dugin in Moscow. Here we go.
So I got to know Archbishop Vigano. He is in exile over in Sicily. We asked him to do a video because he's a very powerful guy. He came into my life probably a year and a half ago, before the elections and all that, to speaking to each other quite often, as you do with anybody who you see as a mentor or a counselor. And we have to listen to all kinds of voices. This is one of them.
Praise be Jesus Christ. General Michael Flynn asked me to speak with a message for your rally and encourage you in this reawakening of consciences. The threat of a third world war is weighing on all of us. They have told that President Putin invaded Ukraine to support its expansionist ambitions, but in reality, the main purpose of Russia's military operation is to prevent the aggression of the deep state and NATO. Putin is fighting against the same globalist elite that hold us all hostage. The Russian ambassador to the United Nations, he declared that Donald Trump is the legitimate president of the United States and that the election was falsified with the complicity of the European nations using the Dominion apparatus. It is not the Ukrainian people who are persecuting their Russian brothers, but a puppet government supported by neo-Nazi military militias, which today finds itself with a cocaine-addicted president. It is not a war of the Russian people. For years, the Russian Federation has been demanding respect for the Russian-speaking minority. It is a war of darkness against light. What is Russia asking of Ukraine? To recognize the independence of Crimea, to guarantee the rights of Donetsk and Lugansk, to repress neo-Nazi movement, and to remain neutral.
After the end of the day, I want you to walk away inspired.
To walk away inspired. Wow. That's fucking crazy. Yes, he was excommunicated, though. Good news. Vigano previously worked with Knight of Malta Raymond Burke and Steve Bannon, who tried to set up a fascist paramilitary training camp at a monastery in Italy. Oh, isn't that? Oh, those scamps. Enter Archbishop Carlo Maria Vigano, a traditional conservative Italian cleric supported by American Cardinal Raymond Burke and Francis foe Steve Bannon, both of whom have been vocal critics of Francis' policies on everything from immigration to gay Catholics who have embraced the McCarrick fiasco as a way to pin all the church's problems on this pope. Bannon, whose own dreams to open an alt-right Catholic institution run by the Burke-sponsored Dignitatis Humanae Institute in Italy, recently were thwarted, told the Daily Beast that Vigano was heroic and that Francis was the enemy. Bannon. Francis is a big problem for the church, and his liberals will ultimately destroy it, Bannon said. His open border policy on immigration won't help either. Theocracy is a tool of fascists. Father Coughlin wannabe. Fuck yeah, Orrin. Absolutely. The guy from the 30s who helped the Nazis in America rise to power, Father Coughlin. We read about him in Rachel Maddow's prequel. He's a wannabe, that guy, yep. Well, he's not going to be anymore. Peter Thiel and J.D. Vance's adoption of René Girard as a rationale for playing God and attempting to impose radical Christian theocracy on the world for our own good is the consequence of a world in which psychopathy and messianic narcissism are lavishly rewarded. The PayPal mafia, of which Vance is effectively the mascot, believe they are so much more intelligent and powerful than everyone else, they are entitled to destroy the world in order to rebuild it in their own images. Flynn uses military... Yes, he does, Carrie. You're so right. He mind fucks people all the time. And then Elon weighs in July. Unless there is more bravery to stand up for what is fair and right, Christianity will perish. He's not a Christian. This is not unlike positive Christianity, a bastardized version of Christianity imposed by Hitler on Nazi Germany. In his initial radio address to Germany after seizing power, he said that the Reich would protect Germany as a Christian nation. He did not mention Jews in that speech, but instead raged at Bolsheviks and communists, the same false accusations being wielded by Republicans at Democrats today. Oh, nothing ever changes. It's not religion. On a personal note, I just returned from a funeral, a beautiful, loving ceremony for a wonderful person. It was a Christian Orthodox ceremony in a Lutheran church. I was honored to be there, moved by the pastor, and as an atheist, did not feel the least bit uncomfortable. The loving Jesus Christ I heard about today has nothing to do with the depraved ideology that's being hoaxed on people by frauds and oligarchs. The problem is not with religion or Christianity or Catholicism. It's with people who use the beliefs of others to hoax them into self-destruction. We should not be afraid to call out the difference. We'd better soon, because this Catholic coup is nearing completion. Oh, Jim, good stuff. Please follow Jim Stewartson on Twitters. This is his Substack, which is free. Okay, and it's just full of really good stuff, really good research, really good stuff. So highly recommend. Highly recommend. Oh, does he have to go out? Okay, I'm almost done. If you could just hang on a minute, then I'll wrap her up. Yeah, no, we've done some good work today. My doggy needs to go out, which actually is perfect timing because we're at the end of our time. But please follow Jim, follow Gal. Gal goes under 5GW Hot Takes. You can probably find her and Jim connected to some of my threads if you haven't found them already. Jim is brave, and I've gotten to know Jim over the last few years. And I didn't know him before that, and I had people attack me because I did things like say free Jim Stewartson, even before I really knew what he was all about, because friends of mine were supporting his work, and so I was learning about him. And, I realized that there has been a large effort to discredit him and his work, but unfortunately, I've seen the work from the back end. And on the back end, the work is very well researched. And I don't care if you agree with everything he says. I don't even know everything he says. But I may not agree with everything he says. But I really appreciate Jim's diligence in getting the information, in 5GW's diligence in getting the information, JRAN's, other members, other OSINT people that I hang around with. They do this for really nothing. And I just really love that. And I appreciate that. So I think it's sus when people are so angry at Jim for existing. I think it's very suspect, because not a one person has been able to come to me and say, what did about the Buddha? So you know what? They can all just go fuck themselves. Because I know who's on the right side of this. I know who's in it for democracy. I know who's in it for the preservation of rights. And those are the people I choose to hang around with. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and the thing is everybody makes mistakes. Or everybody, it just isn't, it's so dumb. It's just dumb to me. And so that means it's suspect. When it's that made up and dumb, I have to kind of go, I'm going to call bullshit on this. So if you don't like what anyone says, there's a block feature still available on Twitter. I recommend you use it. Or prove people wrong. Go for it. Who gives a shit? I love learning things. I love being shown that maybe I didn't understand a situation, right? Like, fuck off. Anyway, so that's suspect. And you know what? Judge me by my enemies. Judge me by my enemies. Anyway. You know what? It's totally fine. Yeah. He just, it's actually part of his, it's here in his, he has a bit of information about it. I can't wait for the Jim and Gal discussion either. We are going to have a follow-up on Jim and Gal's work around January 6th, and the insurrection was Plan B. So we will be having that conversation with them. I can't wait now that I can have people on as guests. We'll do that. I might even let Hi-Fi on. Oh, your Kamala Pride t-shirts are arriving. Yes, for J Urban U. Oh, I'm so glad, Oren. That's exciting. I'm excited for you. I love it. We're going to make this a more perfect union. I feel it in my bones. I think we're going through the shit time now. But I think we come out the other side with a little bit better opportunity. I'm proud of your kid, too. I am, too. I'm proud of my kid, too. My queer kid. I love my queer kid. So, yeah. I just think that's, like it's just I don't know. It's, rights are not pie. Rights are not pie. Rights are not pie. Hey, I'm going to talk to you guys tonight, I hope. Yeah. My C trivia. That's right. That's right. I'm going to hopefully hear you guys tonight on the spaced out space with Lolo and friends. I don't know if I put one up, so I'll put one up now, but I'll send out the reminder on that. Again, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, et cetera, et cetera. Tomorrow morning, more fun and frolic, starting at 6:30 a.m. The eggplant was that eggplant was killer. Yeah, I know. She knows all the whale trivia. It's so true. Your Harris Waltz Unity t-shirt arrived on the weekend. God, I just love this. I love feeling good about where, you know what I mean? Like that. I believe that optimism helps us carry through a little bit. It doesn't solve everything, certainly. And you can't be ignorant of what's happening, certainly. But we're not. We're very gorant. We're very norant of what's happening. Like ignorant, but we're norant. Okay. I feel good. No, I knew that I would know. I feel good. I knew that I would. I feel. Boom, 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 boom. I don't remember the words, which I'll look them up. The future is exciting or terrifying, but you know what? It comes anyway. The future comes whether we want it to or not. So our goal, I think, is, oh, wait. So right, I got you. Boom, boom, boom. I'm not getting this tune right. All right. I'll work on that one. I'm going to work on that one. Thank you. But that's the thing. The future is going to be here whether we want it, whether it's terrifying or a combination of the two. And that's okay. It's not okay for the people who have to, but that's why we have to fight for everybody. We have to lift all boats so that nobody's in it alone. Thank you. I'm going to be doing, one of the exciting things is I'm going to set up the little dressing room, AKA booth. And I'm going to set it up and we're going to record some stuff next week. I'm really excited. That's why this big move of the bedroom stuff was really important, because I got to set up that little booth thing so that it's a little bit soundproofy, but not really, so that I can really sing out. Sing out, Louise. Anyway, so we're going to do some singing this week, but I'm excited. I'm really excited. So, wait. Linda Mellow Yellow. It was written by a vibrator. Did they have vibrators back then? Did they have vibrators back then? I don't think so. Like a skiff. Yeah, I'm building my own skiff. Yeah. I think Valium. Oh yeah, I don't know. Did they have vibrators? Maybe they did. I don't know. I don't remember. I was a baby. All right, I got to get out of here. You guys are, I'm just wasting your time at this point. Thank you so much for coming. I'm just I really love these times. I'm really grateful. And I don't know, I think we're on the verge of having a really good time, people here in the lounge. Okay? I think our time is coming where we're going to push out that media literacy, goddamn. Oh yeah, I got to walk the dog. Holy shit. Oh my God, my poor dog. I forgot. Now, good news is Bobo would not have let me forget the dog, okay? So don't think that I was going to forget the dog. You're welcome. Thank you all. Have a great day. And hopefully I'll see you either tonight or tomorrow. Okay, yeah. All right. Okay. Bye.